Hello and welcome back to Tears of the Kingdom. We are here doing... I wanted to wrap up on a couple of the shrines that I got last night, that I found last night. A lot of the ones that are in the desert were just like they weren't hidden. They were just around. I guess the idea was that hypothetically you could have found them while the sandstorm was still up, which was in itself
so hidden
a challenge.
in sandstorm.
So we should be getting a decent number of shrines that actually have value, as opposed to me just walking into a room and picking up a chest.
Hi, Raheem. Well, I'm sorry you were feeling bad. We always have our our downtime, so feel no pressure, man. No pressure to show up to any of my streams. My streams are just here for you if you want to have some kind of entertainment or just something in the background, so no worries. You make sure you're all right, you know. It's okay, man. I mean, we live in a big world, you know? So I'm just a tiny, tiny little droplet in the ocean. So don't feel bad. Nice.
Yeah, bomb flowers. Eagle 1 to air control.
True.
Mikey's in chat again. Permission to use lethal force. Eagle 1, I need more than just a chuckle.
Well, I mean, Raheem, I'm not, I don't even know what the word is actually right now. I'm not informed of any like true way to help you, because you know what's going on in your life and stuff like that. But make sure, like, if you need someone to talk to, go find someone that you could, I don't know, maybe just venting to someone could be helpful. But make sure to take care of yourself, okay?
What the fuck? Oh!
I like how this one just invoked my mind of like, okay, Zach, show me the balls.
Excuse me, Raru, show me this guy's balls.
That's a lot of balls.
It's almost like JoJo's Part 8.
It feels wrong though that it's only connected via one of them. It feels like
yeah, you can't connect at multiple points,
side.
sadly. Oh, Jesus.
I'll be sure to be back when I'm alright, because stream now is something that I need but haven't been here for reasons. No worries, Raheem. Just try to get better, or I don't, do your best to get to where you want to be in terms of feeling good.
One ball to rule them all.
One ball to roll them all.
I don't know if this is like info that you would even be interested in talking about, but I didn't know, like I didn't learn until like a couple years ago. I say a couple years ago. I guess it was before the pandemic, so maybe a little bit more than a couple years ago. But
I know
I didn't learn until like a couple years prior to the pandemic just how common it is for people to have one of their testicles surgically removed.
This came out of left field, Zach.
Oh, you're talking about balls.
I did not expect.
We literally were saying one ball to rule them all, and it just reminded me of the factoid. It was something. It was something like 15% of adult men have to have like a testicle removed at some point, and it's like, really? I didn't know that.
I'm so happy to now have been enlightened by this fact.
Okay, well, never mind.
Sorry,
I guess
I guess.
Okay, we can just talk about...
I don't know.
We can talk about literally anything else, I guess.
It's not a dismissal. I don't know why you thought it was a dismissal. I'm a little bit flabbergasted. I understand how we were talking about balls, but as soon as you said testicles, suddenly my mind was like, what? When were we talking about that?
That's what it is.
I know. That's why my brain. We were talking about it, but my brain's like, no, we weren't.
Yes, we were. Fuck is wrong with your brain? It's a very reasonable. It's a very reasonable like conclusion to like proceed to. It's extremely fair.
Well, I'm sorry. I mean, I don't think it.
But it was something.
They're fine, right?
It was something.
They're okay.
Well, yeah. Well, you know, like needless to say, you could be perfectly functional with one ball. Like, there's not really a lot of problems that come from it, especially when you're already like an adult. But it's like 15% of adult males like have one ball surgically removed at some point, and like 90% is due to testicular torsion.
I was just about testicular what? What was the second word?
Torsion.
Torsion?
So your testicles inside your scrotum, mine, I guess, not yours, but it's essentially literally exactly what you would assume. It's a ball with like a vessel that's connected to it. And so the thing is that your testicles are just kind of like free floating in your scrotum. So it's one of those things where it's like, for any number of like a laundry list of reasons, your balls can get one of your balls can get twisted up. And because the vessel is so small, it is nigh impossible to figure out like which way the ball spun. And spinning it the wrong direction would cause permanent damage and like extreme pain. And so it's one of those things where it's like, for the most part, doctors are like, you know what? We're just going to cut it out.
Healthiest to just, remove it. Yes, Mikey, that's basically... I'm a little bit uninformed is what I'm trying to say. Because I was like, because the only thing I was familiar with was like testicular cancer, which I'm like, okay, that's probably a reason why you. Well,
testicular cancer is obviously like a different thing, but yeah, you do get your balls removed for that most often. But by the way, how do I?
Wow, that's kind of. Oh, you like that?
I guess this is. Okay.
Nice.
I'll just use an arrow next time, I guess.
Well, I've learned something new today. Thank you.
The only reason...
That's kind of sucky.
The only reason I learned this as well was because one of the streamers that I used to watch all the time, when he was like a teenager, it was really funny because like he was one of those guys that like always... He would never complain about anything, right? Like as a kid. And so it was one of those things where like he was in school and he was like, man, my balls kind of hurt. And he was just like, whatever, it'll probably go away. And then like 2 weeks later, he's going to the bathroom and he notices that his scrotum is like full, because a scrotum is supposed to be like kind of loose. And it's like, it's full, like a balloon. And he's like, that's probably not right. I'm going to talk to my dad about it. And his dad's like, we're going to take you to the hospital. And it's like,
we're going to the emergency room.
No,
now.
we're taking you to the doctor. And it was like, apparently 2 weeks prior, just in the night, one of his balls had twisted up twice, which is supposed to be excruciatingly painful. So it twisted up twice. And because he just left it for 2 weeks, it was filling with not semen, but just like various other like bodily fluids. And so literally his scrotum was full because his testicle swelled up to the size of like an egg and it had to be removed. And it was just one of those things where it's like, oh, fucking Jesus. I'm so sorry.
Man, it's like some of these things, it's so crazy how sometimes our bodies are so susceptible to injury.
I believe the only thing
just in the night.
I believe the only thing that you misspelled, Mikey, was ovaries is with an A. I believe, not a first E. I believe there's only one E in there. Mikey was just saying, wouldn't it be funny if Saba came in?
I saw it. Yeah, I saw it. The only thing that I can think of that a lot of our body parts come in pairs. So once like one of them is gone, it feels a little weird, right? The
Sure.
only thing I can think of that I'm super familiar with is right, if you get some kind of like a lump in like your breast or something, so you have to like remove that, sometimes causing it to
a mastectomy
super
or
uneven.
whatever.
Yeah, but also like women also, our boobs are uneven anyway.
Very extremely frequently, yes.
So, but I don't know if I've ever heard of it getting one entirely removed versus like, oh well, we'll just kind of even
I have an aunt who tried to rock that for a bit because she had breast cancer, and so one was just completely gone. And she, was kind of hip or whatever, so she was like, I'll see if I can make this work. And she was like, straight up, it's fucking up my shoulders.
Nope, it needs to be an even distribution.
It needs to be even. Otherwise, this is going to hurt forever.
Like the attachment of the breast to like the body is different than in how like the testicles are, because it's like the testicle feels like its own little unit.
I mean, the testicles are also not very heavy.
Yeah. Versus like the breasts are more like broadly attached to the body. So like removal of that would be definitely different. I
really like the comparison of testicles to breasts here. Not for any other reason other than just like the weight distribution is not even remotely equivalent, and B, could you imagine the amount of pain you would feel if your breasts were as sensitive to pain as your testicles are? Like you're just walking around downtown and somebody accidentally elbows you in the tit and you're like, ah! You just like double over in pain.
I don't know whether or not you could sensitize breasts to be like, I don't think the degree would ever be the same.
No, absolutely not. No.
I know definitely you could probably sensitize them to be a lot more sensitive to touching, but like dang, being hit in the chest also does suck.
Right. Yeah.
It's not great. So.
Well, because it's mostly fat tissue, and fat tissue is inherently more sensitive than just like skin or muscle or whatever. That's the only thing. You just need to get ripped breasts, and then you'll be fine.
Breasts are basically just flat.
Right.
Flat breasts because they're all muscle.
That's the joke. That's the joke. Pectorals. Okay, so real quick, back to the shrine. I don't know how to do this. Do you have any suggestions? So the thing is that I have this torch here.
I remember.
Oh, I can move this actually. Oh, hey, look.
Oh, hey. Nice.
Wow, useless. Some might even argue less than useless.
Zach's just got too many good stuff. He's overwhelmed.
Okay, so my thing that I was thinking was that I could... So what I was thinking was that I could...
Does it bring it down?
So this entire platform moves down, right?
So what is the purpose of the moving down? Does it bring down
It brings down the torches. Right? And so if I get off this button, those are going to move back up. So what I was thinking was, is there a way for me to... Oh, it does a little hop. Okay, so my thought was, can I do something like this? Can I get it through... What the fuck? I can?
I still think it's too far away, though.
Wait, hold up. It's gonna hop. It's gonna do a little hop. You can see the line? Yeah! Wait, did it go? Did it work?
Yeah, it worked.
All right, so now I guess we just have to do that.
Funny.
Now I guess we just gotta do that a couple more times.
I need to write down. I need to remind myself. I think I want to start writing little notes about what happens on stream so I can write it down in the description. Like I need to be like, we first go into like a little bit of biology at the beginning of this stream. Okay, where's my notes?
Hop. Bonjour.
I don't want that. I want.
Come on, dude.
Well, I guess I just have to open up. Fire Explorer, where you at?
Oh, the candle.
Here it is. Oh shoot, what did I just click? No, don't do this to me. Okay, we're fine. Oh my god, am I gonna make a joke? A biology joke but it's like ballology? Ballology?
Bolly oxen free.
Bolly oxen free.
Yeah!
Nice. I'm wondering if that was the actual intended way of doing that.
Yeah, probably. It seems like it.
I couldn't really think of anything else.
It seems like it took a little while. Like the fact that you had to do the exact same thing 3 times feels weird, but I don't know. Whatever, we did it.
Did you do that shrine on the top of the castle, the one we were getting to?
No, I do shrines on stream.
Oh, okay.
That's gonna be the last one we do in this like little bout of doing shrines, and then we're gonna be exploring Hyrule Castle.
Okay.
Right, on the next one. You weren't here for it, I don't think, but Adrian and I had like a small conversation last week about how there's a lot of like language and vernacular from when I was in high school that, you know, we can't really use today, you know,
anymore.
And not just not just in the sense of it being like offensive, but like as in back then it was offensive but socially acceptable. So it was one of those things where it's like, ugh, you know, nowadays it's like that's not super great. I've been watching I say older cartoon. It's from like 2007, but I've been catching up on a show called The Venture Brothers, which is a great show. It's extremely good. But the thing that I don't know, like it keeps piquing my ears every time it happens is man, it's really weird to hear like an example of exactly what I was talking about, where it's like all of like just if I say the R word, do you know what the R word is?
Yeah.
Constantly. Just like multiple times per episode.
That was the
thing people
we used for idiot and
but
stuff like that.
Well, you say that, but like the show fully acknowledges that it was also a pejorative. You know what I mean? And so it's like, you know, the actual term, you know, has like meaning and stuff like that. And it's like, no, we're actually just going to use it as a pejorative here because we, you know, want to insult this person. Can I do... No, that doesn't work.
I don't know. Maybe be careful attaching a bomb barrel to something you could hit. Oh, you could throw it. It's true.
Are you shitting me? Ow.
Zach.
It won't fucking turn off. There we go. So there was that, and then also the idea of calling anything that is like just literally anything and everything that doesn't go exactly the way you want it to, just calling it gay. You know what I mean? Like,
it's super interesting how like certain words changed as well, right? Because it's like, oh, gay used to just mean happy. And
gay used to be happy, and then it was negative. A pejorative, right? And nowadays it's like, well, you know, to be gay is just like something. It's not an insult. Like a person can just be gay, and that's totally fine. And it's just one of those things where it's like, wow, that's really strange how like these things just kind of changed over time. But like, I don't know. I guess I can say, because you know, not everything in the show so far has been like, the show is really great. It's really funny, but there's a lot of the humor that I think was not exactly more acceptable, but just like funnier back then, because the humor was a lot more edgy. Like, I'm on season 4 of 7 right now, and I am sick and tired of the episodes where it's like, hey, this character is a pedophile. Let's follow him on this episode where he combats his pedophilia. And that's the episode. and I'm like, I think I'm good. Like, I don't really think I need that, but you know.
Luckily, you can skip them.
Well, you say that, but you can't actually, because Venture Brothers was one of the first. Like, the reason why I'm watching the Venture Brothers was that it was one of the first like old cartoons that did the thing where, or animated shows rather, that did the thing where most episodes are like non sequiturs, right? They have nothing to do with each other, but then like little details that are going on in the background do carry over from episode to episode.
Oh, what a weird. Okay.
So it's one of those things where it's like the pedophilia episode that I was just referring to has like some really big, important like character development moments for that character. And it leads to stuff where it's like, well, I had to watch that episode, or else all these changes that he went through in the next episode wouldn't make any fucking sense. You know?
Okay.
But yeah. And then there's other stuff too where there's like, I don't know, there's humor that I think still really works like super well. There's a character in the Venture Brothers. It's like nemesis and stuff like that, right? Like heroes and villains, but it's all like super professional and stuff like that. Or not super professional, like super regulated, right? So like you have like one assigned arch enemy, like that's, and you know, that's like the joke or whatever. In the particular case that I'm thinking of, the villain, like the main villain of Dr. Venture is the Monarch, and he's like a great villain. He's like super funny, and his girlfriend is Dr. Girlfriend, which is, you know, whatever. Can I ask you to do Dr. Girlfriend, right? Can I ask you to do me a favor? Can I ask you to go on YouTube real quick and Google Dr. Girlfriend voice? I want you to Google that real quick, listen to it for a couple seconds, and then tell me your reaction to her voice.
Okay, I'm gonna...
Anything?
What an intro. Hold on. It's getting
you
there.
watching the intro for the show?
That's what the video was, so... Okay. Alright.
So that's
pretty funny.
So that's Dr. Girlfriend, right?
Nice.
And there's obviously a lot going on there. And for the first couple of seasons, I actually particularly like Dr. Girlfriend's character a lot more than in the more recent seasons that I've been watching, because obviously she has an extremely masculine voice, right? And so the show was playing with this idea of like, well, is Dr. Girlfriend trans? Does she have like a medical condition? Like, what's going on here? And the show doesn't actually like address it at all, and does the thing that I really like, which is like, it doesn't fucking matter. It's Dr. Girlfriend. Who cares, right? Like, as long as you accept Dr. Girlfriend as she chooses to be accepted, then it's totally fine. And I'm like, hell yeah, that's pretty good actually. And then and then within the same breath, the show will do this thing where like, God, there was an episode that like took this joke to the extreme, and I loved it, where Dr. Girlfriend keeps trying to go into the women's bathroom after giving a speech, and the security guards keep being like, "You're not allowed in there." And she's like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" And like, "You're not allowed in here," right? Like, with the obvious implications. And the whole, it's like the B plot for the episode is like this whole thing where like all of these men are like, "You're not allowed in the women's bathroom because that's not cool." And then towards the end of the episode, when like the A plot has resolved, Dr. Girlfriend is finally like, "Can I finally go to the fucking bathroom now?" And like the female security guard who's there is like, "Yeah, Queen, go off." It's like, and it's like, what? This is a show from like 2007. And like, that's the joke. The joke is that like they don't actually care. It doesn't actually matter. It's just like a posture thing. I don't know, man. I thought it was great. I love Dr. Girlfriend's character so much. She's so funny. They have a, oh shit. They have this whole,
what are you supposed to do here?
I think I'm supposed to be swapping these. I think I'm supposed to be swapping these back and forth. Maybe it is a ramp, actually. Maybe you're right about that. But is that one too far now? It is. What the fuck? If only I could bring out a Zonai device. This would be so much easier. But anyway, there's an episode where it's Dr. Girlfriend becoming, like, applying to be a supervillain for the first time, right? And so she's at, like, the evil, like, the supervillain headquarters, and they're like, "All right, are you planning on being a themed villain, or are you planning on just being your own identity?" And she goes like, "I can be a themed villain. I can work with that." And they're like, "Okay, well, here's a couple that we have set up for you already." And they run through like a gauntlet of like 4 or 5 like themed villain ideas where they all like accentuate her like hypersexual figure and stuff like that. Like, you could be the Ocelot. One day you were bitten by this 3-eyed radioactive ocelot, and now you have ocelot powers. And then it cuts to like her outfit, and it's literally just like pasties. It's like,
wow.
And she's like, "Can I do anything that involves like my doctorate? Like, I do have a degree in like electrical engineering. Like, I can do stuff other than just be hot." And he's like, and the guy's like, okay, I understand. What about you apply to be a like number 2, like a number 1 henchman position, and we can have you be the dominatrix? And she just goes, "I'm leaving."
Goodbye.
I'm like, it's a good joke, man. I think it's really funny. Anywho. Can I have this back? Yeah, thank you.
Yes. Oh, there's a little platform.
There is a little platform. She's right.
Oh, and it's taking it. Goodbye.
It's fine.
Goodbye. This is a lot of sand. Oh, you get a little thing later though. Okay, that's nice.
A little thing later? What the
A
hell are you
little
talking
sand
about?
surfer.
Oh, the Dustbuster, yeah. Oh, fuck.
Because I was like, this is a lot. This is gonna take a long time if you have to maneuver through this whole place
Using wooden planks.
board.
Yes. It would be pretty not great.
It would be pretty bad. Pretty bad.
Oh, this is to launch you somewhere?
Shabow.
Oh.
Goodbye.
Great. Thanks. Dickhead. What the fuck? Oh, I don't have a guy. I don't have my friend.
I don't think you're gonna make this.
Oh.
No, Zach.
Well, I didn't plan for this. Oh, okay. I don't die. It just means that I can't.
No, you're just gonna.
I just can't combat the.
Come on! Oh my god, I don't know. I don't think you'll be able to make it because it takes a lot of time to.
Well, let's see.
Oh!
Got
Yes,
it.
the hopping. Yes, nice.
Had to do that extremely precisely. Oh, you know what? So this thing is physics enabled. Can I not just like?
You pull it down like a doorbell.
No, that's not how that works.
Oh.
Could do this. That was easy. Like, when? I guess the problem is just getting over here.
Hey, look, arrows.
There was other stuff that was not talking about any of the other stuff that I've already talked about with the Venture Brothers or whatever, but it's also kind of fun because the show is very much a like satirical send up to a lot of the like older Cartoon Network shows, and by older I mean like super old, right? Like
very old,
like fucking Johnny Quest, and fucking they have a reference to Harvey Birdman and stuff in there, you know. Just like older cartoons from like, you know, before you or I were ever even conceived or considered rather. But the and it's one of those things where like those characters would like there would be references and I'm like, oh, that's like a fun reference, you know. That's cool. Oh, there it is. Okay. That's like, oh, that's like a fun reference. I like that. And then that character makes a return as like like not only a returning character but also like plot significant. Like when I say Johnny Quest, do you know who I'm talking about?
Give me 1 second.
Small lad, blonde hair.
Oh. Actually, no, I don't know too much about this.
As a person who really likes cartoons, I'm obviously familiar, but and that's totally fine. But the reason I bring it up is he like in season 1 or something like that, they find him at the bottom of the ocean in a diving bell, like electric diving bell, and hilariously, I didn't even realize this, but hilariously, that's apparently like the last time anybody saw him in the cartoon, because the cartoon got canceled, right? So that was like the last episode of the show was you know, they didn't do like a finale or whatever. It was just that episode aired and then nothing else happened. So the Venture Brothers suggests that yeah, they just fucking left him there, and he goes crazy at the bottom of the ocean, and so they rescue him because what else are you gonna do, right? Kind of once again as part of the B plot, they rescue him. And then like a couple episodes later, he shows up again, and he's like a fucking heroin addict because he needed because he needed something to help him cope with the fact that he was stuck at the bottom of the ocean for 15 years.
Yeah,
and it's like, and it's like, oh, okay, well, you know, that's a little bit, you know, that's pretty intense. Not exactly what I would have expected for, you know, what I thought was like a one-off joke, but you know, that's cool. Anywho, good show. Do you think this will work in the slightest?
I don't. Oh, is it because of the...
There you go. So the thing that I wanted to do was...
Be close enough to grab that?
Well,
yeah.
It probably won't, but what I could do is...
It's a ball. I mean, but I guess if you just needed to... Oh. Right. I don't know if you're gonna bonk your head or not.
I can't go up. I need to move the whole thing slightly to the side. Oh, hey. Well, I wanted to leave.
There's a lot of Johnny shows.
Hilariously, I don't know if, because once again, obviously you're not familiar with the Venture Brothers. That's a subplot for like 3 episodes in a row. Was that like, why are all these boy adventurers, or not even boy adventurers, like why are all these like cartoon characters named Johnny? Why? Oh, do you wanna know who makes an appearance in season 2? I'm assuming you're familiar with this, given your love for books. Sorry, I was taking a drink. Nancy Drew.
What about Nancy Drew? Sorry, I know you.
Never
you said
mind.
I'll be familiar with it, but what was the statement before you said you'd be?
Never mind. It's okay.
You had a drink.
Nope.
Whatever, Zach. Okay, I'm moving past this because you're annoying.
All I was saying was that Nancy Drew makes an appearance in the Venture Brothers as well.
Because I know it was a book. I know they were books.
They were never. There was never a cartoon. No.
Okay, so why did they feel the need to include Nancy Drew, I guess?
Because they have a lot of they did a lot of TV shows for like boy investigating stuff, right? Like they have reference to Scooby-Doo and stuff like that in there as well. But there's a lot of like the Harvey Brothers and stuff like that, like really old TV shows where it was just like either one kid, like Tintin gets a reference in the show and stuff like that. It's so I guess for this one particular episode, they had the rights, you know, because their parent company had the rights to Nancy Drew. So they were like, oh yeah, let's just do like a Nancy Drew reference. And the joke was that, because the idea is that the Venture Brothers, there's two of them, right? And it's like, well, Nancy Drew is one person. So within the canon of this world, Nancy Drew was one person. She's like 50-something-year-old and retired, but this other guy got her DNA, cloned her twice because he was, when he was a kid, he fell in love with Nancy Drew, but by the time that he was old enough to like go find her, she was already like 40.
Oh, so he's like, I want to marry Nancy Drew.
I want to marry Nancy Drew, so I'm going to try to clone her. But the thing was that his cloning technique was imperfect. Well, it was perfect in the sense that it made a perfect clone of Nancy Drew, but it actually made two, and now they're twins who are named Nancy and Drew.
Wow.
And it was just this whole thing where like, you know, obviously the guy did this for like romantic reasons without really thinking of the fact that like by the time that they become like of age, he would be like 30. Right? so he's like, oh, okay, well, I'm gonna put you guys up for adoption.
Wow. What a crazy...
It was really fun, though, to have them in the episode because the... yeah, obviously, once again, they're like investigators or whatever. Oh, I know what to do here. Once again, they're like investigators or whatever. And it leads to this really fun situation where because they are technically one person who's been split into two different twins, they do that classic twins thing of like finishing each other's sentences. But the sentences that they're finishing don't make any fucking sense because they're putting clues together at like breakneck mental speeds, and everybody else who's listening, including the audience, is like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Oh man.
A lot of fun.
I'm on a little mission to try to like find the name of this old show. I think I watched, unless it was a fever dream. So I'll be taking the next like few minutes to try to see if I can find that.
We can talk about it. You know, that's the thing we can do.
So I believe it's like within the same art style as like the original She-Ra, because I know I went through a phase of watching like.
Okay, so like a old, not Hanna-Barbera. Was She-Ra / He-Man Hanna-Barbera?
As the creator or the art style?
I mean, hypothetically, in the old days, those would be the same thing.
Oh, true. ND... No, that's not that's the new one. Nope. Old, original...
Inferior She-Ra.
Like it says, it's showing me pictures of J. Michael Straczynski, if that's correct.
Is that
correct
in what context? Is this the name of the show?
The creators.
Those are the creators.
The creators. Yeah.
Those are the creators of the original She-Ra or of the show that you're thinking of?
That of the original She-Ra, I believe.
Okay. Is this context relevant to the thing that you were asking? What was the show that you're thinking of?
Well, I don't know whether or not it's in like the same like art style or the same creator. All I know is that I believe because of the way the art style was, it reminded me of She-Ra. So I believe with the era that it probably came out.
Right, but what was the plot of the show? Because that would help a lot.
I believe that. I'm trying to remember this correctly. That these guys, I think, were, funny enough, I think they were like fairies of some kind, but they like blended in with like, you know, the human world. And I think like the main plot was like, oh, I feel like I remember they had like a little device that they shrunk down into, and that like that was where like a lot of their
adventures happened.
Not adventures, like where like a lot of their species actually lived, and they would go into. See, this is why I'm like, let me just spend a few minutes just trying to look before randomly spouting off nonsense.
But the whole idea here is that you being silent for like however many minutes trying to find this is
no,
not.
I'd still engage with you. I would still engage with you. I'm just saying if I'm a little
would you, or would I ask you a
scatterbrained.
question and then you go, sorry, what would you say? Can you say that again? Huh? Which one is it, Saba?
Still content. Still content.
Is it content? If that's what you consider content, I don't know who you've been watching.
Man, because I remember watching She-Ra and He-Man. Man, it was such a long time ago. I went through a lot of shows.
60 million years.
That's true.
That was the dinosaur.
In the same. She-Ra. Man.
You said it was like two guys and they were fairies, but they blended in with
No,
people?
it's not two guys. It's like a whole group.
But they were fairies.
People together. Yeah, I believe they were fairies, but
and you're like confident that it was like a Hanna-Barbera-esque like art style?
Old. I believe that this show is like really old. So like there's literally nothing that's like popping up. I believe, yeah, I think so, yeah.
Okay, give me a second. I'm done with the shrines, I believe. So by the way, I believe that the last two shrines that we have left to do are located oh, sorry, you probably can't see. If you look above Pharaon, there is this storm cloud here, which I believe contains the last two shrines in the game. I do not have access to this until a later story quest, I believe. Which is why I think that I don't even think we're halfway through the story of the game. I think we have a lot left to do. But anywho, so just so that way we can like move forward without you being like, oh, sorry, I was looking at something else. I'm gonna try to help you find this TV show.
Okay, I'm all consumed right now, but because I'm just like,
yes, I know you are.
Fever dream. It's not a fever dream. I believe I've watched a lot of that, and I remember like bits and pieces of it. So.
Well, it's not Fern Gully. I'm confident in
definitely
that.
Not. That's the first one that popped up actually, and I was like, definitely not Fern Gully.
Are you sure they were fairies?
They definitely had wings. Yeah, I don't know if they called themselves fairies, but you know.
Original He-Man cartoon.
Okay. No, this one's too old. Maybe I can say animated shows came out around She-Ra. Oh, no, that's the... I always have to remind myself to say the original She-Ra. Oh, it's Princess of Power, right? That's the original
That's
one?
the new one.
That's the new one?
Yes, it is.
Still Power was 1985. It's okay, wow.
It's really funny because, like, even like I type in old cartoon where fairies shrink down into a device, and it still gives me Fern Gully.
Yeah, I don't know why Fern Gully is so freaking crazy. Like, in terms of everything's like, oh, it has to be Fern Gully.
Because it's like the number one thing with fairies in it. And you're super sure it's like 2D animated, right?
Yes.
Obviously,
yes,
yeah, because that'd be pretty hard.
100%, yeah. I mean, let's just say 80s shows. Give me a break? What? Oh my god, Google, stop!
Yes, the Snorks. That's what you're talking about, right? You're talking about the Snorks?
Oh, no, it was... No, definitely not. The characters looked more, like, realistic. Like I said, the reason why I said like the original She-Ra,
I'm gonna give this another 2 minutes, and then I'm gonna ixnay this.
And then, yeah, you feel free,
no,
and then I'll
no,
just...
No, I'm ixnaying you as well, because you will be here for another 30 minutes. We, like, just fucking put a pin in this. It doesn't need to happen right now. You haven't thought about this in fucking 15 years? You probably don't need it right now, either. I'm gonna go on a limb. Turbo Teen. That's what you're looking for, right? You're looking for Turbo Teen?
Let me see. No.
Are you sure? Are you super sure?
If this is... I don't think it had to do anything to do with cars. No. Well, we'll pin this. We'll pin this. I'll go.
You should passively, while we're paying attention to the video game that is happening, you should passively try to think of more identifiable features of this show besides fairy from the 80s with shrinking, because it's just fucking Fern Gully. You need something else.
Well, I don't know what to say. It's so in the back of my memories that I'm like grasping at straws. But like I said, I'll pin it and then I'll desperately search for it later.
All right, we're moving on. We're moving on, Saba.
We're moving on.
You can see, yeah.
Yes.
The fact that Saba didn't answer yes immediately leads me to believe that she's still looking.
No, I'm just writing down what we're doing is true.
Can you ask, like, at some point, can you just be like, hey, beloved parent, do you remember?
Oh, they totally do not know at all.
Right,
I
but
watched
like
a ton of stuff.
they wouldn't have noted it at all.
No, not in the slightest. No.
All right.
I highly doubt it. I was gonna make a comment on those bokoblins that their head looks like a pineapple.
They were moblins.
Whatever, close enough.
Wrong! Someone was wrong! This is wrong. How's this? You think this will work? Click.
Click.
Speaking tangentially, or like just kind of circling back to a previous-ish topic, that same streamer that I talked about who had his like testicle removed when he was a teen, he has this extremely fascinating like mental acuity to him, where like one of the main reasons why I and the majority of his follower base liked him in the slightest was because he has this incredible innate ability to like recall like super esoteric like factoids like nobody's business.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like he can tell you like the name of the lead producer of like this one album he heard once when he was like 20.
So he's got a really, really like photographic memory,
like
kind of.
so, like extremely acute, right? It helps that, you know, since he's been doing YouTube for like 10 years or whatever, that he's also extremely like sharp and witty as well. However, hilariously, the number one thing that he struggles at is he has no perception of three-dimensional space within his own mind. So like you can ask like you can like, you know that joke of like, lol, rotate this triangle in your head and draw it? He can't do it. He cannot do it.
So he can't envision kind of objects. He can't
visualize anything in his head. There is, I mean, it doesn't really matter. I'm assuming you don't care, but there's this really funny clip where him and the gang used to play like Drawfee and Pinterio all the time. Sorry, not Drawfee. Pinterio all the time. You know, the one where it's like a secret word and you have to like draw it out. And he fucking desperately tried to draw Daffy Duck. Or sorry, no. So he was trying to draw Daffy Duck. Sorry, I'm going to get a picture. Let's see. Yes. Oh my god.
Yes.
Okay. So he was so the word was Daffy, right? Keep that in mind.
Okay.
This is what he drew.
Oh dear.
I don't know if you know this, Saba. That's not Daffy. Daffy's a black duck. That's Donald. That's Donald Duck.
He was thinking Donald Duck.
Not only was he thinking Donald Duck, what the fuck is that coming out of the top of his head?
I think maybe he was thinking there was like a feather there or something.
And this is what I mean to say, where it's just like just thinking of it, you know, because obviously I was doing like the rotation puzzle a second ago, where it's just like I just think about that so frequently, where it's like, you know that thing that went around on Twitter or like keeps going around on the internet, where it's like when you think of an apple, what do you see? And it's like a 3x3 chart of like different interpretations of an apple that go from like most simple to most complex. I remember Northern Lion had, this was years ago, but I remember Northern Lion had like a 15-minute diatribe where he was essentially yelling at no one. He was just like kind of going on a monologue where he insisted 100% that no one can see an apple when they think about an apple. You don't see an apple, you think about an apple and you recall its shape and stuff like that, but you do not see it in your mind's eye. And people in chat were like, Northland, what are you talking about? Yeah, yes, I can. I can definitely close my eyes and see an apple with my mind. And he goes, no, you can't. And he, like, for 15 minutes was going on and on about that. And then eventually it came to the point where it was just like, he eventually, like, relented slightly and was like, you know what? Maybe it's just me.
Maybe it's just me. Maybe I just can't see things in my mind.
Which is totally fine, right? Like, I would kill to have his memory, you know? But at the same time, it is just so funny because, like, he's so confident in himself. Like, he's so, like, prideful that just the idea of it being like, well, I can't see it, so other people must be lying.
Yeah.
We'll be continuing in a second. Did I ever tell you the anecdote about him and food poisoning? Did I ever tell you about that?
Not that I recall. Maybe if you say it again, I'll remember.
The long and the short of it, just that way we can move forward quickly, was that this was like an ongoing thing years and years ago, but it went on for like 3 or 4 years, where he fucking insisted 100%, you are lying if you say otherwise, that food poisoning is not real. The human body...
Okay, I don't think I remember this.
The human body can process screws. There is almost nothing that the human body can eat that is from like a restaurant that would poison you. He insisted that food poisoning was always just poor hygiene. Like, you didn't wash your hands after you went to the bathroom, or you accidentally rubbed your eye.
Does he not believe that, I guess being poisoned is different than food poisoning, but, like, does he not believe that certain plants could just kill you?
So he totally acknowledged the fact that there were toxic plants and stuff, right? He totally acknowledged that food can go bad, right? He fully acknowledged these things, but he's like, food, like, he was like 99.99% of the time when someone says like, oh, I got food poisoning because I went to Taco Bell the other day, he's like, no, you didn't. You just went in there, touched the handle of the front door, didn't wash your hands, and rubbed your eye.
Yeah.
Right? Like, that's what gave you food poisoning or whatever, you know? And and it was like this thing where like he insisted this, and it was like a fucking death battle for a year. And then finally, like, hilariously, he got an email during the podcast that he used to be part of. They got an email from a extremely like respected doctor from like the California Circuit of Doctors, who was like, listen, Northern Lion has been spreading misinformation and is actively affecting patients. I need him to understand that food poisoning is real and that he needs to stop telling people that it is not real because it's causing actual issues. Because he was such a big streamer that apparently he was like influencing people, right? And and after getting that email, he was like, all right, food poisoning is real, but y'all should fucking wash your hands. and then for like, and then for like
that
2
fact
years,
still remains.
And then for like 2 years, that was like the joke, was that like, you know, lol, you didn't think food poisoning was real. Hey babe, I'm ready to get stabbed in the chest.
Hey fake babe.
What a silly little thing.
Well, you got a whole team.
I know, isn't it awesome having like just a band of warriors just fighting for me?
Just knock him down, guys! Get him!
The guy just clocking him in the skull. There you go. Oh! Oh, but its low durability makes it impractical in combat. No.
Unfortunate, you know.
Oh, a couple things that I did yesterday that I think would be interesting for you to know. So, because we finally got this guy, right? I was able to... Sorry, world map. Because we got this guy, I was finally able to get this light root from underground, right? I didn't know where it was, and I didn't want to go into this area because I'm pretty sure that this is where you fight Ganondorf. So it's like, I'm not going in unless I know where the light route is already. Turns out the castle is not floating. Turns out it's sitting atop a giant pillar of crystals.
Okay.
Which is interesting to note, just kind of in and of itself. And then also, because I did that, I got the final light route, and I got this.
What is that? Dispelling darkness metal.
Does nothing. It's literally just a little commemorative item to signify, hey, you did all the light routes.
Well, good job. You got them all, bud. You did great.
Thank you. You sound like the video game did.
Exactly.
And I don't know, man. I think that's actually really quaint. Just the idea of it being like, oh, here's a little thing, because it's almost exactly the same as what you get for doing all the Korok seeds, right? Where you literally just get a golden shit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if this one feels easier to do, it feels like the Korok thing
is a lot more necessary.
Yeah.
The Korok thing is just torture, whereas this one was like reasonable. And it
especially if you want it to light up everywhere, right?
Yeah. And it was interesting because, like, you know, since I got the thing, I finally allowed myself to look at like what people were talking about when it came to like light routes and stuff. And a lot of people were saying like that's like the #1 best thing about the underground is the light routes, because most light routes are really easy to find, and because they perfectly correspond with nearby because they perfectly correspond with nearby shrines like above ground, it really helps find shrines that are like hidden in caves. Because that's like the #1 complaint that people had in the first week was like, how the fuck am I supposed to find all these shrines that are just hidden in caves? But yeah. Some other like really cool synchronicity stuff about the underground, by the way. Every single oh, look, a star. Oh, Jesus!
No,
that was cool. I didn't know that would happen. Anyway, every single stable above ground, if you put a marker down below ground, will correspond roughly to the location of a Lionel underground.
Oh.
Yeah, so that one's really cool. And then you remember those pillars where it's just like a ghost and they give you like an uncorrupted weapon?
Yeah.
If you were to label one of those, like mark one of them, and then bring them, and then go to that exact same location on the surface, it's a gravestone.
Oh.
And so the idea is that, you know, those are obviously the spirits of like dead warriors and stuff who are giving you their weapons, which is pretty neat, I think. Wasn't there like a secret thing in here? Yeah, secret thing. All right, you ready to fight? Ready to get your ass kicked? What the hell is even that? Well, that's fun. Look at him go. And now he's down. Oh, they turned the yellow chew jelly into red chew jelly. That's funny. Ow. Isabe, you know what we haven't talked about in a while? And I know that you're kind of mentally preoccupied at the moment, so feel free to, you know, say I pass. Do you have any interest in talking about your potential bard character for like a Zelda campaign?
Oh, sure. Yeah, maybe. I mean, I always love talking about characters.
Because there's obviously like mechanical stuff that we can't really get into because a lot of that hasn't been nailed down yet. But I'm interested in knowing more about like what you... Oh! Underground, there's probably the other part of this tunnel.
Oh.
On the surface, because this is... Wow, that's awesome! Okay, I gotta remember that. That's fun. Anyway, sorry. Yeah.
So it's some interesting, just a real like quick tangent, interesting thing. I think I've also solidified. Remember that mermaid character I was talking about before that I was having trouble
the one
with?
that you used AI to like visualize or whatever.
Yeah. So I think just like a few, I don't know if it was actually yesterday. Yesterday, like the image of what I wanted it to be just popped into my mind, and I was like, okay, I'm going with that. That seems good. So I have kind of solidified how I wanted that one to look. But anyway, we're going back to the bard. I told myself I would need to.
I'm just like because your thing of it just popped into my head and I knew what it would look like. It reminds me of I think it's from Always Sunny in Philadelphia. I'm not super sure, but there's this like meme clip that goes around on the internet that's very similar, where it's like one of the characters going like, it came to me in a dream and I just had to paint it, and I'm glad that people like it so much so it can hang up in the bar. And then it's like a perfect meme format where like it then hard cuts to whatever image you put up there, right? And so obviously like the joke is often like, you know, hentai or whatever, and it's like lol, lol, isn't that so funny? But then it turns out that the real thing is actually not that much different, where the real thing that it cuts to is a portrait of like this older woman who lives near where they live, but with enormous tits. And that's like the actual unedited clip, and it's just like, that's really fucking funny.
That is pretty good.
Anyway,
yeah.
Sorry, we were talking about your bard character.
I'm doing a little quick looky through to see if there's any like really interesting instruments that appear, and for the most part,
just instruments in general,
being like Legend of Zelda instruments, to see if there's like if they had anything else that's interesting,
more unique, I guess.
But so far, I don't know. I think the harp, maybe the
battle harp.
Battle harp. Well, I mean, if she's the type to like, I imagine she would probably like, because she's a bard, she would probably like story tell as she like plays the instrument a little bit.
Sure. Okay.
So, because I was trying to think, I'm like, you could have something like a lute. But I mean,
that's the more classic one, right?
Yeah.
Hey, Royal Guard boots.
You do have the. Is it just called an ocarina?
Yes, that's
it's just called an ocarina. Like you do have that, but then that also like removes the ability to like talk. So I'm like, okay, I don't think I like that either. So probably just like a handheld harp.
Okay. Because the thing is that when/if we get around to doing it, because you know I obviously have a lot of campaigns that I want to do with you guys, and genuinely not to throw any shade, but a lot of the trouble right now is the fact that Grant is just never available.
Yeah,
which is unfortunate, but also reasonable. And so like. What I've been doing recently is like, you know, because I think I told you before that like I was doing work on like the Mouse Ritter campaign, and the Mouse Ritter campaign is like set. We're actually going to be doing the session next week, which I'm really excited for.
Cool.
Which is nice. I'll let you know how that goes when we get there. I guess I'll let you know on Sunday of next week because we're doing it on Saturday before stream. But the what'd you calls it? Fuck, I got gloomed, Saba. Wow, there's a lot of fucking royal weapons in here. You see this?
If I want to see at some point if you could put on I think it's the one that reduces gloom outfit where it's just like this, like this dark cape and stuff.
Oh, you want to see the goof ass outfit? Goof ass. Yeah, it's this one.
Yeah, I want to see this.
So my understanding is that this has. So like then it should go. Like this should cure me, I think. Yeah, there you go.
Nice. Look at that's the left. The blue. Oh, so it'll only restore hearts after. Okay, that's cool.
It's kind of neat, sure. But anywho, what was I saying? The idea of like wanting to figure out stuff where it's like, because one of the things that you obviously have in D&D that's pretty well established is a play-tested and relatively well-balanced list of like, your character has like a race and a class, and here's the stuff that you get at each level, right? Which is fun fun in and of itself. But I don't really have anything like that, especially since I'm homebrewing everything like a crazy person. Well, kinda.
Yeah.
But so it's stuff where it's like, okay, well, I want people to have classes because that's just like fun, right? And it helps kind of guide people on their game plan. But like, what sort of mechanic is like quintessential to these specific types of classes? So like barbarians, super obvious. It's the rage mechanic, right? So it's like, okay, I can figure that out. And for bards, it's inspiration. The idea of it being like, let's say you roll D20 and add... God, can I just shoot her?
Yeah, it didn't seem possible.
No, but the fact that it did hit her is crazy, actually.
I think there needs to be, like, by this point, I feel like, why are we pursuing her when all she produces is monsters?
I don't know, man. The game is walking us through this, so it's fine. But yeah, I don't remember, because you said that you were watching a little bit of Unsleeping City. Do they have a bard character? Yeah, they do. It's the elf lady who's a bard, if I recall correctly.
Yes,
like
yes.
the theater actress.
I mean, because of like, the way the game works, I don't know if they outwardly
have said bard yet.
Which one's which. All I remember is I think the firefighter is a paladin because they said, like, they use the word paladin, like he's got a paladin sense of like responsibility or something like that.
So the way the inspiration works is like, if you, let's say I tell you to do like an athletics check or whatever, and it's like, okay, you roll D20 and then you add your strength modifier, right? Which is what you would do for athletics. And let's say you fail your check by like 4, the bard can be like, hey, inspiration, and you roll whatever die corresponds to their level of inspiration and add it to your result, making it even better. And it's like, just that simple act in and of itself makes bards extremely popular.
Just to like boost a bunch of stuff.
Well, because they'll like save you from doom, right? Like if I'm telling you to like make an athletics check so that way you don't fall off a cliff, and the bard goes, hey, by the way, wink, save your life. it's like yeah, that would be pretty cool. That's one of the, I don't know how familiar you are with this, but that's one of the things, like that's one of the tropes within the D&D community, was that bards are typically understood to be, or like a lot of characters play bards as being like super horny or whatever, and that's because bards primarily,
because of the charisma.
Exactly, their charisma is their all of their spells and stuff primarily function off charisma. So it leads to this, thing where it's like, well, they have really high charisma, plus they can, like mid-level bards can inspire themselves. So like,
nice.
So like when you're
like
trying,
you get out of imagine that's like a depressed bard that by the end is like not depressed anymore, and they can like lift themselves up. Yeah.
There was one of the things that I wanted to try out eventually one day with somebody who has a little bit more knowledge of like how things work that I think would be really fun, was a barbarian with anger issues, because like the whole idea with barbarian is that you proc rage and you get all these benefits, right? And I was like, wouldn't it be kind of fun, like wouldn't it be kind of funny if the barbarian like accidentally triggered rage by literally just having anger issues? Where it's like oh shit, she flew into a rage, we can't help. I need this.
Sorry, she just gotta, you know, expel all the energy.
I think this is the other set of clothes. No, fuck, it's just a Royal Guard sword.
No, it's just a sword.
I want the Royal Guards uniform.
Oh.
Sorry, I'm so thirsty. So... I love this flavored water shit, but I do think it dehydrates me, which is probably bad because it's I'm drinking water. But yeah, sorry, what were you saying?
No, so I was saying, what else did we want to discuss in terms of this character?
Well, because the thing is that there's a lot of like world building that I can't really get into because it hasn't been set in stone. Like, I need to know that we're going to be doing it in order to like really, you know, get deep into it. But you were like, because I remember you were like, you wanted to be a Hylian bard with a harp, which is very, that's super cool. Like, that's a totally reasonable character. But there's a lot of stuff that I was thinking of where it's like, what does... Like, I have an adventure in mind for the Zelda campaign, and I'm trying to figure out exactly how your character would fit into it from, like, a backstory / personality standpoint. So, like, if I may, I can run by you the fundamental premise of what I think the campaign will eventually be, and then we can try to like figure out how your character would fit into that a little bit. How do you feel about that?
Sure, we can kind of do bare bones kind of thing.
The world of Hyrule has magic, right? Obviously.
Yeah.
But most people are not magic. There are monsters or like deific elements that have magic, but people do not typically have magic, right? Zelda, very specifically, is like an exception, which is what makes her special and stuff, right? By the
way, feel free to switch the outfit. I don't know if there's going to be an important cutscene, and I don't know if you want to see Link. I mean, he's cool. I think the outfit's cool, but like, right. Yeah, feel free to throw him in something.
There you go. Now it's better.
100%. Oh yeah, so you ended up getting the other masks too.
I did. I got this. I got my diamond circlet, which unfortunately the diamond circlet is just an attack up.
Wait, because the last one was the guardian.
It was guardian defense,
right?
Which was really quintessential for my playstyle. But yeah, you obviously just don't need that in this one. Sorry. Let's. I mean, I would switch into my Royal Guard uniform, but I don't have the full thing. So what should we get into?
I mean, you could put the diamond circlet and then just the shirt and the pants of the royal if you want.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah. Very fashion forward, Link.
What a Dorcas! I love him. I'm about to say it's just gonna be monsters. Why did we switch into something that had no defense?
No. You just one hit KO them. You'll be fine.
That's not how it works.
You'll so
Enemies
be
don't
fine.
get one hit KO'd in this fucking game.
I beg to differ. You hit them in the back of the head, they get KO'd.
That is true. Well, while you're jumping or whatever, but so yeah, so the basic premise of the campaign is that there was this guy who was studying Wizrobes. Just being like
Wizrobes.
He was studying Wizrobes, trying to be like, why can Wizrobes do magic? Like, what allows them to do it? Is it the wands? Is it the rods? Like, is it something fundamental to their nature?
Kind of being
right? Are they just anomalies that can do this sort of thing? And a giant explosion goes off, and the period of time that the campaign is going to be taking place in, because you know how like I don't know how familiar you are with this, but like all Zelda games are like super separated from each other in terms of time, right? Mm-hmm. So the period of time in which the campaign is going to be happening is I'm referring to as the Lost Age, where it was this like legendary age that only exists in like myth and legend and stuff like that, but it was a real period of time that did exist, but something happened during this period of time that completely wiped it from the history books entirely. And the fundamental premise is that whatever this experiment was with the Wizrobes went wrong, and now new monsters and magic are all over the fucking place. It's not necessarily like a big evil Ganondorf sort of thing, but that's like the idea. So it's like this whole thing where it's like, okay, the world still exists as we recognize it. However, like, people can do magic for the first time, which is a big deal.
That'll be interesting. Okay.
So there's that, and then the other thing that I thought would be relevant to bring up at this juncture was that I think you guys as a party would be just like generic adventurers, just like kind of exploring this new weird, you know, situation that's going on in Hyrule. And it would be like the first wandering campaign that I've ever designed, like one where it's just like, hey, where do you guys want to go, as opposed to me like telling you guys like this is what we can do next and presenting you with like two options.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. Where is... Oh, she's just outside? Okay, she's underground. Got it. I need to go there. And yeah, so I guess that's the idea that I wanted to ask, would be like, okay, so you'd obviously be part of a party as a bard, right? Going around doing your bard thing. And I don't know, how do you think you would fit into this narrative, I suppose? Like, what do you think your character...
So, you like the idea that the characters are more inherently tied with the plot that's happening, or are you more...
If you want your character to be particularly special, I can work with that, you know? If you want your character to be, you know, more significant than you would otherwise assume, I can work with that, totally. Ooh. My assumption was that people would more rather be something along the lines of, like, oh, it just so happened to be me, you know?
Yeah, because I was just about to say, the first option would be like, oh, they're somehow integrally involved, or the second one is kind of like they were roped into this situation. And I don't think I mind either way. I don't think I can think of anything inherently that would like put me in the former category of being inherently tied in.
Well, because one of the things that would be, because there's obviously like two particularly big things. Well, I guess technically three particularly big things that would have occurred thanks to these events, right? The number one thing that would have occurred is obviously the presence of like magic and magical artifacts being a lot more prevalent, right? Because like the like failed experiment leads to a bunch of new magic shit just suddenly popping into existence, essentially. So it's like that could be a hook for your character, where it's like, hey, you know, I'm going around looking for magic for whatever particular reason that suits my fancy. New monsters, right? So it could be a thing where it's like, hey, I'm curious, or hey, this new type of monster is like terrorizing people. I would like to protect people from these new monsters, which is also an option. And then
trying to think.
Because of the new artifacts and stuff that exist, suddenly there's like an absolute avalanche of new treasures, which is a thing. So people can actually just go out treasure hunting again.
Okay, because I'm trying to think of...
And these are just options, obviously.
What journey this character is kind of going on. Because I kind of feel like I like the idea of... Pineapple Head! So I like the idea of like this bard character kind of just constantly on the move. Like she just continues to wander around, like, you know, singing songs and being like
Yeah,
this
wandering
is the
bard. That makes sense.
The tales of like blah blah blah. So she's.
I mean, I think it would be kind of cool if your character had this whole thing where it's like, you know, was already a wandering bard prior to the event, right?
Yes.
But then
I imagine
post event, it's like, yo, my singing actually does shit now.
Yeah, I mean so that would definitely be something where you would have to let me know whether or not these things could be in effect, because it could be like, oh, the instrument's magical, and so like or like her voice is now magical.
Jesus Christ.
Ew.
This place is gonna fucking fill up with lightning in a second. Get ready.
Can you? I don't think it can work. I don't think if you toss oboe, if it'll do anything.
No, because they take it's like 99% reduced damage without being exposed. So.
Yeah. So I like both of those ideas.
In terms of like character motivation, because that's like backstory type stuff. In terms of character motivation, cutscene. Hello?
I am waiting for you.
She sounds like a zombie.
She might be.
Link!
If I had to.
I am waiting, Link!
I am waiting for
Link!
you. I'm going to assume that she's in the dungeons now at this point.
Okay.
Just to like.
This feels like less of an opportunity for us to explore the place, because before we kind of just had like one place we had to get to, which was at the top, right? So you start from the bottom and you kind of go up. It's kind of felt like we were just dragged around the castle everywhere.
You may or may not be hitting the nail on the head for like one of the topics that I like when we eventually finish the game. One of the topics that I was gonna bring up about this game. This game has an overall feeling of being a lot less free, because like the main story is less about like, hey, here's a thing, go get them, and more about like, hey, we're gonna actually like breadcrumb you this time, which is funny because in the first game that was one of the complaints I had, was that it wasn't like breadcrumbing you enough, and now that it's breadcrumbing me, I'm like, well, now it just seems lame.
Now I miss no breadcrumb, yeah.
Right? Like one of the, like, I'll repeat it again, but like all of the quests that I've done so far in this game are really cool and I like them, but they all absolutely pale in comparison to the fact that the very first quest you get in Breath of the Wild is defeat Ganon. And it's literally just a thing where it's like, yeah, if you get to this spot in Hyrule Castle, you can fight Ganon. I don't even know, because I haven't finished the game, but I don't think we can go... I don't think we can fight Ganon right now. Or at least the game certainly doesn't make it feel like I can. But anywho, that's none of my business. So character backstory being its own thing. One of the things that I do really want to do, because I've been listening to a lot of NADPod and stuff like that. It's another like D&D podcast thing that I've been listening to a lot. And one of the things that I find that was really nice in their playthrough was very explicit like character motivations, right? So like obviously a character needing to have motivation is like nothing special, like that's not news.
Okay, hold on, my brain's working. I'm thinking backstory. Hold on, I have something. It's kind of actually depressing, unfortunately.
Okay. Oh, Saba, can we put a pin in this for a second? Sorry.
Yeah, I'll just type my stuff and then I'll.
Oh shit, Zelda, why? Yeah.
At last. I have been waiting for you to arrive.
Oh, she's so evil.
Now, Link, there is something here I want to show you.
Fucking Lionel.
Okay, what is this? She's like, all you need to do is give me the sword. All you need to do for this to be real.
Well, we could have done this without the sword.
Oh God, you're right. Yeah.
Perfect and glorious. Does it awaken memories?
Nope. She's teleporting now.
Memories of our time here?
I don't know. Link's kind of in God mode right now, so.
Literally.
After all, this place.
Where you'll die.
Not fighting Ganon, are we?
Were you gonna fight Link or Zelda?
Dude,
puppet?
yeah, that'd be sick if we were.
Who has persisted in slaughtering my servants? Interesting. How is it that you survived my attack? It must have been that wretched arm. No matter. You will not live to see another sunrise. Did my puppet entertain you? She made it so easy to mislead you, to keep you up.
Yeah. I was super fooled, man. Like,
Yeah, we knew nothing.
We definitely didn't know that exact. Oh, no! Is it another fucking Phantom Ganon that I've already defeated 7?
Cut him down.
He doesn't appear to have recovered at all.
Well, it's Phantom Ganon.
No.
Oh,
this,
Ganon
like,
himself.
Overarching image of him, yeah.
I want to whoop this guy.
Oh, that's a lot of Phantom Ganon, Zach. But
Sick.
I think
Look
you'll
at all
probably be
these
able to take
free.
him out.
Look at all these free weapons I'm gonna get.
I don't know if... No, he did drop it, okay. They're all the same weapons, it appears, though. Nope, never mind, he's holding a bow and arrow.
They all have a weapon and then a bow.
Oh, okay. Because I was like, they all look just like swords. Baby, easy.
Yes! More, please! Yeah, you're actually summoning Gloom now? Okay, good. Got it.
It's... okay, and it's all just gone?
Yeah, you like that?
That's,
Ow.
pretty strong.
Something up. Oh shit, they're using crushers! They're using Gloom Crushers.
That's a big weapon. That's a
classic
scary
Oni
looking weapon.
weapon.
Oh.
Hilariously, because I think it might be because we're doing this during the day. Wait, no, because this is an illusion, so they actually could have chosen any time, but they chose to allow me to do this. Yeah, it's the spear now. That's awesome. They chose to let me do this during the day, which means that because all these weapons are supposed to inflict gloom.
Oh, okay.
But because we're in the sunlight, it does nothing. Ow.
I don't know how that one worked, but okay.
Yeah? Ganon?
Nice.
You got anything
that
else?
Was pretty...
Not to be cocky, but you know.
It seems there is more to you than the power Rauru has gifted.
Yeah.
But not much more.
Link, we are here.
This isn't the
Nice.
But this isn't the final boss. There's no way that I accidentally triggered the final boss. That seems unreasonable. He's in the depths right now.
Maybe this is the thing where now suddenly you have the full team and you're gonna descend out because it's the final like big dungeon place.
Do not recognize.
But once again, we have the fucking light temple plus the thing above Farron Sky. Those are both tied to main quests that we don't have access to yet.
See what's happening.
Before Ganondorf, the foolish actions of
You stand before Matt Mercer.
to delay ascension. Allow me to show you the world
Like, what kind of world does he exactly want, you know?
One where he's all powerful, I guess.
But he's like, what kind of world? He's just gonna be sitting on a throne and everything's just like burnt to a crisp.
Oh, we get to see what the fight looked like?
This seems like a good life, you know? Just having all of these guys be your subjects.
Rise, my servants.
I still think it was really funny when he was first summoning all these guys. I was like, this isn't a problem. Nah, it's totally fine. And then he summons like 4 Lionels at once. And I'm like, okay, now it's a problem.
And now it's a problem. Now it's too many.
I mean, that's a lot of fucking people.
Eliminate this kingdom and their allies.
Yo!
Hey.
I want that horse! Fuck the rest of this, where's that horse?
That's a pretty cool
I gotta
horse.
Google that later. Can I get fucking Ganon's horse, dude?
See, you cannot hope to escape your fate. My power will sweep across this land. You need
I've always been so confused about this sort of argument from, like, villains and stuff like that. Not that this game's that complicated, but I've always been confused about this sort of argument from, like, supervillains in media, where he's like, where they're always like, you cannot possibly win. You might as well just give up. And I'm like, isn't that, like, isn't that what you would say regardless? Like, even if I could beat you, wouldn't you still tell me that I couldn't? Right? So why even say this at all?
With his return, everyone's in danger.
Oh, this isn't good. If that really was him, we're in real trouble.
Hold on.
Goro!
He must not be at his full strength. Otherwise, why flee instead of finishing us off?
Finally, a smart one on the team.
We should return to Lookout Landing and decide what to do next. Link.
So we put out the APB for everyone to arrive at the exact moment. I mean, good on them. We got them, I guess. Oh, heart.
Yo, look at all these.
That was a boss fight.
Look at all these fucking
What a
free
boss
weapons.
fight.
Oh.
Ting!
Okay, so we're at
Beautiful
full health,
two
but
rows. Oh, memories have been added to the memory log.
that was
Very nice.
that was the thing. So, okay, here we are with the Master Sword, putting that on there. Okay, let's see. So unfortunately, you cannot actually wield any gloom weapons because they will
It'll take your.
they'll inflict you with gloom like as you wield them. So I can't do that.
But you can attach them so you're not in like direct contact.
Exactly. So I can do this.
Oh, yeah.
That one's great. You can use demon weapons though, so that one's fine. Probably do this. That's fine. Ooh, definitely want to drop this and put it on this thing instead. Oh, do you want to know what was kind of fun? So I had to go get a Gerudo spear or Gerudo scimitar, right? In order to get the upgraded stuff.
The shield.
Well, I needed the shield, but then I also dropped my scimitars while I was playing. Well, I dropped it because I wasn't thinking. I was thinking about the shield, and then I dropped it, and I was like, oh shit, I needed that. But anywho, the special ability of the Gerudo stuff is actually quite interesting, where the Gerudo weaponry makes it so that way when you fuse material to it, instead of adding durability to the weapon, it converts all added durability into additional attack.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Right? Isn't that like? And I was like, you know what? That's really neat. that's like a really cool idea. Okay, for you. Oh god, we have so many fucking things, dude. Do I have anything?
Got so many things.
Do I have anything else to like attach? Not really. Well, I mean, admittedly, the spear is better than the sword. Destroy fuse material. I can't be fake with you, Sava. If I leave here leaving gloom weapons on the floor, I'm gonna be real sad. But I can pick them up and bring them with me, but do you think it's okay if I just drop like a couple magic rods or something?
I don't know how easy they are to get.
So you can purchase them for
yeah.
500 pos in the underground.
Is that hard to do? It's not hard to do. Then
it takes like about 30 minutes of just farming pos.
It's not that bad.
Yeah. Okay. And then I guess there's the gloom sword. Was there another? Is that it? Was that everything?
I think there was one behind. No, keep turning. Sorry, the camera.
Because we got these are the royal ones.
Right there.
I can't. I don't have enough room. There you go. Isn't that a good picture of a gloom sword?
Perfect.
just the tip. Okay. These are both taken pictures of. And these things are sparkling so much because they have specialty upgrades too, man.
Zach, no.
But the gloom weapons are so good, dude. Like, look at this. Fucking 64 damage on this thing. That's better than this fucking Lionel spear. And look at the range on this. Look at the range.
Yeah, definitely has range. That's for sure.
And then look at this. Like, imagine walking up to Ganon and he's like, you could never defeat me. And it's like, oh yeah, I have the Master Sword. He's like, the Master Sword couldn't defeat me before. What do you think it can do now? I'm like, well, it has a big stick on the end of it. And he's like, oh shit. He's right. All right. Well, back to Lookout Landing. When did we start? We started at 4.
Yeah, 1. So
when you said that you were leaving early. Are you leaving an hour early?
I
2 hours?
We should be okay at least to go to 4. So like another hour. I think probably with another hour. So right now
so
it's
like an hour and 15.
Yeah.
Okay, so 3 hours instead of 4 total.
Yeah.
Okay, then yes, that's what I was assuming. Okay, that's fine.
I need to make sure I help clean up any last couple of stuff and I change and everything. So.
Are you doing this instead of the party right now?
No. No one's here yet.
Oh, okay.
I just need to make sure I'm ready before people start arriving.
How did it go?
So how did it go?
How did it go?
The thing we knew for a long time.
Which I was thinking about this last night because we've been harping on that fact for a while, right? And I don't think we're wrong for harping on it, but straight up, the only reason we knew 100% that those Zeldas were not just visions from the future, right? Because I think that's what they were implying, right? Because, oh, she's the Sage of Time. Those could just be visions of her from the past. But the only reason we knew that wasn't true was because of that one memory that we saw where one of the Zeldas, was obviously fake and turned into, Ganon goo or whatever, right? You straight up could have just did a different scene, right? If the idea was just that he just needed to catch the queen unawares, I don't know. Follow me on this, right? Imagine, because we already established that King Rauru was keeping Ganondorf alive due to his hubris, right? He was like, you want to keep your enemies close.
Yeah, why not just have Ganon invite her to talk in private, and then have the same scene, but then it'd still be a gloom version of Ganon.
Well, what I was thinking that'd be really interesting, right? Because remember the thing that the sister said, where it's like, if you don't already know how to go back to the future, then that means it's not part of your power set, period. It would come to you naturally if it was. Imagine if there was a small scene where Ganondorf approaches Zelda and is like, you're not good enough. I know that you know that I'm going to take over the world, because you keep fucking telling people that I'm gonna take over the world, and I need you to know that all of this that you're doing is useless. And so she then goes to the queen and is like, I think we need to do something about Ganondorf. And, you know, King Rauru just wants to keep observing. What do you think we should do? And then, you know, she tries to, and Queen Sonia, like, tries to console Zelda. And then that's when Ganon, like, punches her in the spine.
And punches her in the spine.
Just like the same, because the idea is you just need the two of them isolated for long enough so that way Sonia can get surprised. Just do something a little bit different. Show just how vindictive Ganondorf is. Because you know what two characters haven't fucking talked yet in this game? Zelda and Ganondorf.
It's been kind of weird.
Actually, that's not true. They kind of did during the opening cutscene.
I get Ganon's also the reincarnation of evil, but also in this case he was like, you know, the Gerudo like man, right? So why did he suddenly be like, I want to kill everyone?
Well, he wanted to do that already. So it's like, I guess the idea is just that he was always born with an innate desire to like conquer the world. And when he saw Rauru using the secret stone to like obliterate all of the Moldugas, he's like, that's the power I need in order to take over the world. And guess what? He was right.
Yeah. Yeah, one of the stones is pretty good.
But that leads to the same question. Are these guys just not fucking trying then? Is that the idea?
I don't know.
Does Sidon secretly have the power to, like, raise all of the ocean's water level? Or something? Like, how powerful are secret stones? Because they appear to vary wildly depending on who you give them to.
Well, right, didn't you say something about a person's innate ability?
Right, so Ganondorf's innate ability is OP as fuck. Rauru's innate ability is, like, pretty powerful. Zelda and Sonia's is, like, useful, but not exactly very good in combat. And then all of these schmucks, apparently all the Secret Stone allows them to do is to summon an avatar. Because keep in mind, all of them had the power already.
That is true.
Prior to getting the Secret Stone. So it's like, wow, how cool. Your Secret Stone gives you the power to duplicate your spirit. Which, if you recall, is exactly what the sister did.
Yeah.
I think it's one of those things where I just have to allow myself to accept the fact that, like, story in Zelda is never gonna be, like, as complicated or intricate as I want it to be. You know?
It still has to be understandable, I guess, to a certain degree. I don't know how much they could 9D chess this and still keep it. Oh, the last sage. We need to talk to, what is it? Her name's Paya?
I believe you're actually one step ahead of what the game is about to be talking about.
Yeah.
And Time, which was the princess, and so the final one is Light, which is Link.
Wow.
One more sage back then. Zelda herself,
I believe.
Oh,
or maybe even the sister. So wait, why is there 6? No, there should be 7 sages. Because is the king not a sage? Or is the king supposed to be Link?
He had a stone, right?
Yeah, they both had stones. Wait, am I stupid? Well, did they just talk about the 6 sages and then show us 7 people? So who's not a sage? Is it Rauru? Is Rauru not a sage?
I am lost as well, yeah.
I'm so annoyed.
Yeah.
This is how you send them all back out again. Okay, great to see everyone. Bye.
Bye. So I believe that this is going to tell me to go to Kakariko Village, I think.
Yeah, I was reminded. I was like, oh, we're close to the end of this game. And I was like, wait a minute. Did we even, like...
Find the 5th sage. You should investigate ruins from the Age of Legends. The sages have their own regions covered, leaving you to search elsewhere. And guess what? what's the last? I mean, I don't know if you're aware of this, but
The
what's
last big place we haven't
the last place
gone
that
to?
has ruins that is not part of the 4 main regions is right here with the ring ruins.
Oh, yeah.
I'll double check with Pura
Indeed.
first.
King
Okay,
Varu
and the
6
6 sages. Okay, got it. Wait, then what the fuck was the Sisters Stone then?
I have no
fire.
clue.
You have fire, wind, water, lightning, time, and light.
Now,
is hers
is
light?
it actually tied to magnematas, or is it like raw? There's like a certain set of magnemites, and
we have established
Varu.
we have established that as soon as the person who holds the magnemite dies, it turns into like a generic magnemite, and then whoever takes it next, it changes to match them.
Yeah, so maybe they're only called sages because like they did this, like Raru declared those people to be specifically sages. So maybe she just exists with like as like a person next
No, sure,
to
I
Raru.
understand. No,
but
no,
he's
I
not a
get. No,
sage.
believe me, I understand that. What's her element?
Didn't she say in the memory like, oh, you have a something similar like to Zelda? You have the same as mine. You have the same power
That's
as mine,
what
but stronger.
Sonia said.
That's what Sonia said.
Sonia had the secret stone of time. Raru had light. I don't believe that. Oh,
Dragon, goodbye.
he's going into the underground. I don't believe that the sister mineral or whatever ever like actually officially stated. I don't believe she ever actually officially stated what her thing was, I believe.
Yeah, I feel like, yeah.
So the pointer is still telling me to go here, but that's because it doesn't want to tell me where to go. I think it's here.
Well, you have the opportunity to look. Chicken? I saw this little thing where there was apparently a chicken you could talk to.
Yes.
At some point.
Well, okay. Unfortunately, yes, it is a chicken that you can talk to. It turns out it's a Yiga clan member in disguise who's trying to kill you.
Dare they?
Yeah.
That would have been fantastic to have a talking chicken.
The chicken tries to tell you to do like really dangerous things, and you have the opportunity of either trying or just saying, no, I'm good. And then after doing 3 or refusing 3, the guy just goes, whatever, and attacks you.
Because there was someone did a little bit of artwork of like Link holding up a map and asking like the chicken like where should we go or something, and in the back was our local Pelipper.
Okay.
Like looking confused. Okay, so that Zelda was evil. Please combine the rings.
Oh,
yeah,
right. That was the
she's
thing,
evil.
was that she ordered them to not pursue.
Yeah. Even though it's probably the right thing.
Although, despite the fact that we knew that that wasn't the real Zelda for a long time, and not even just us as players, like Link himself knew.
Yeah.
It's definitely something I'm gonna be talking to Gran about. Hopefully, the motherfucker finally did all of the fucking geoglyphs.
Yes, immediately, quickly. Mr. Taro.
Time to reel in some results. Oh, by the way, when I went back to the Gerudo lady to make the weapons, remember how I told you how she was the one that was like, I love you, let's get married?
Yeah.
Same exact fucking thing. After I built the thing, she was like, by the way, if you ever want, I can totally make us, like, wedding rings.
Oh.
So while I was doing my off-screen explorations like weeks and weeks ago, I tried to explore this area, but there is a very short rope fence that's surrounding the area, and even if you come in from the fucking sky, like I flew over and tried to dive down, there's like a bald guy, like that guy right there, balding guy. No matter at what height, okay, he shouts up to you, "Hey, you're not allowed to do that. Get down here." And then it teleports you next to him.
Wow.
Man, I really did kind of spoil some of this by like doing all the exploration off screen, huh? Where it's like I literally have a thing on my map called the Ruins of Light. The Spirit Temple. Like,
well, it's kind of like, technically, regardless, it's like you could have played it however you liked, you know?
Which was, again, I think that I still played the game in a very valid sort of way, but it's just because the game very much wants to tell, like, a story this time, whereas in Breath of the Wild, the story had already happened for the most part, and all that was happening was that you were discovering the story that had already happened. Which, I don't know, leads itself to the design a little bit better. But that being said, I'm not exactly disappointed with what's happening right now. I'm more just kind of like, I don't know. This is the exact type of thing that I think frustrated Lawrence a lot when we were playing stuff on stream, where it's like, I kind of wish I had somebody who had already played this game kind of instructing me very subtly, like, hey, maybe you don't want to do this yet, because maybe it would be cooler narratively to get it later, you know?
Later, yeah.
All right. Time for the 6th tablet. Oh, I gotta, there was that, and then there's a... God, I don't remember where the guy is. There's a guy in town who has been able to translate. I don't remember where he is. Hey, guys! What about this image? Can you read it, Toro? Get over here! Holy shit!
How'd you get it this fast?
Okay, so Minoru is the sage of something. Hide the key southeast and trust future wish defeat Demon King. Wait, southeast, do you think that's the thing in Faron Skies? Is it literally just do these two things back to back? I did see that. I think it says Dragonland, which is Faron Skies. Perfect. I do kind of agree with one of the ideas that someone on the Tears of the Kingdom subreddit proposed, which was like, wouldn't it be kind of neat if because translating ancient languages is hard, imagine if them translating Zelda's name made it sound like something else. So it's like, oh, I guess that's a different character, but it turns out it was Zelda the whole time, and that's like a different revelation that the game proposes to you. You know? Okay. Saba's not into that idea. I retract that. I retract my statement. I apologize. Saba's like...
No, I was also in the middle of drinking something.
Not impressed. Yeah. I'm gonna give that a big thumbs down.
I'm gonna give that a solid C.
No, what did you say? Okay.
Oh.
I love how small Paya is in this shot.
He is pretty tall.
But it's also like she's just there, just in the corner. Doesn't really strike me as like a fishing guy, but I guess that's fine.
Hey.
You're not gonna make me follow these schmucks the whole time, are you? Like, I know where to go. Can we just tell her that Zelda's a dragon? Once again, why don't we tell people these things?
I wish, but apparently Link, who can speak but can't speak, you know, can't provide that much information.
I don't know if you saw the news, by the way, but because the Mario movie has been so enormously financially successful, Nintendo and Illumination immediately went into talks for a Legend of Zelda movie. I don't know about that one, guys.
Okay, well, you know, if it exists, I will just stick to playing the games because that's my favorite.
Have you seen
stuff.
Have you ever seen anything of the Zelda CDI games?
Have I? I'm not sure.
It's the really bad ones where it's like the horrible, like MS Paint-ish animations, and the voice acting is so weird.
I've seen clips of it because of people making fun of it. Yeah.
So people were making fun of it, being like, "Wouldn't it be hilarious if it was a high-budget 3D version of the Zelda CDI, where like Link is like, 'Excuse me, princess.'"
Yeah.
It's dangerous to go alone. Take this. And it's an old man handing Link the original like hero sword, and he goes in classic modern animated movie style, goes, "Old men are just handing kids weapons now? Is that a thing that we're doing? Is that yeah?" And it's like, we're going to Draconzu Lake. Or not, I guess. Deku Tree. The Koga. Why is Koga the last one on the list? Alright, the Zonai Ruins southeast by Draconzu Lake. Alright, well, luckily, I can just teleport here. I don't recall if we talked about it already. I'm pretty sure we did after I saw the Mario movie, but I still very much posit that the next Nintendo property that would, like I didn't even think Mario would work as a movie, and arguably it doesn't, but I genuinely think...
It was more like a fun experience, I feel like.
Absolutely,
Mario,
I would very much agree with that.
Yeah.
I think it was fun, especially as a person who's like a fan of, you know, Mario in general. But I definitely, I would personally say that I would put money down on Metroid actually making a really good movie.
Oh, interesting.
I could imagine like an action sci-fi starring like Samus Aran being really good, genuinely. You could have some like really cool visuals with the locations and stuff like that. And the Metroid games have always been kind of interesting because the Metroid games are really good, but but they don't have like an enormous amount of stuff in them, like in terms of narrative. Like it has just about enough narrative to fit a movie, I think.
Yeah, and you could potentially, I think, because the thing is, you can make things different. Because I'm actually, though, I'm not also as aware of the narrative behind Metroid games. Oh, you could probably do something with it, yeah. Look at this.
I don't know if it would be nearly as like ubiquitously popular as the Mario movie, because the Mario movie is like obviously like action comedy type stuff, like very much a kids movie. Whereas I feel like under most circumstances, a Metroid movie would be like a suspense thriller, like a suspense action thriller.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
it would be a lot of like stalking your way through like a derelict space station on an abandoned planet, and then like monsters pop out of nowhere and you're fighting them, and it's like ah. Okay. Where are the electric garb hidden at long neck dragons along wide mouth forest serpent? Offer a Zonai I killed some guys, right? I think.
And oh, look at the lizard right there. In there. Look at your funny looking.
Saba's just tired. Saba's
I like lizards. Lizards are funny looking.
Saba's
Look
hearing like every third sentence that I say to her, which is fair because I talk a lot.
Yo, that looks dope.
That's what we need for the quest.
I like it. It looks
good. So I believe that where the electric garb hidden at long neck dragons along the wide mouth forest serpent offer a Zonai charge to the altar at the tail. So first off, do I even have a Zonai charge? Because if I don't, I'm gonna fucking kick myself in the ass. God, thank God, because I just sold all of them yesterday. Okay. Well, unfortunately, this area fucking sucks to explore because it's constantly raining and thundering out. We are looking for lone pillars around the river that look like dragons, like kind of going up into the sky.
See what this thing looks like. Oop, this is smart, yes.
Frog.
Those are butterflies.
This guy?
That's a statue.
This toppled,
that I can't.
It could be a dragon. Got like a... Right? Oh, they fucking sparked off. That's bullshit. That's really funny.
They got you.
Do I have... Oh, right, I threw away all of my knights, or my royal bows, huh? I mean, this seems like a dragon. Is this not what I'm looking for? Oh. A toasty Hylian shroom. I don't see any way to get in. There is something here.
Okay.
What's going on over there, Sab? Are you falling asleep?
Just doing a bunch of typing. I'm writing some stuff down. Also, when we go back to discussing, I feel like now that I'm kind of like made this complex kind of ish character for the bard, I'll probably want to discuss it with you a little bit more off stream.
You haven't fucking told me anything yet.
Yes, that's what how about you finish listening to me, Jack? I said because of
listen to what?
How in depth I think I want to. I don't know how actually far you're expecting. I'm thinking.
I mean, whatever you're excited for, I'll try to work with.
No. Yeah. But I'm saying because of the nature of making characters. Just let me.
No, I just like the Americanism. It's fine.
Okay.
Well, you want to do why off stream?
Just because now that this is a little bit more of a personalized character, because before I was like, it's kind of generic, but now that I get a little bit more in depth with this stuff, I'd want to discuss.
I want to make a Hylian character who's really upset because they actually come from a different culture, but people just call them Hylian because it's more convenient.
Wow, that's pretty interesting. What Zach, you should tell me more about that character as I type off screen. What kind of character would you like if you had a horse in the race?
Big titty Gerudo. No.
Oh, okay.
No,
Makes
I don't
sense.
know. I apparently this is also like a different, like, very stereotypical archetype for people to make for characters, by the way. I genuinely don't. It's very rare for me to want to be like an actual character. I find myself very much wanting to be like, I've talked about it before. I find myself wanting to be like a mimic, or I want to be like an elemental genie or something like that, right? Like something that's always like super weird and like atypical for the setting. And so it's like if I was in like Hyrule, and it's like, well, what character would you want to be? It's like, I think it would be kind of fun to be like a fucking, like, just a monster. You know what I mean? Okay. Like just one of the monsters, but
you happen to be just the one monster that's like, it's like Meowth that just so happens to be able to speak and can understand and
well, I think it'd be really funny if the idea was just like, like, I don't even know which monster I would want to be, because I couldn't be a Lionel, right? Like, a Lionel would be stronger than your average player character. And obviously, like, a Bokoblin would be too weak and also not very interesting. By the way, am I crazy? Like, this looks like where a thing should be, right?
Yeah.
Do you think it's a thing where I'm supposed to, maybe I'm actually supposed to, because it says offer a Zonai charge.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
It might be the thing where it's like, oh, you're supposed to put it at each of the altars.
I feel like there should be something to, like, maybe confirm that that's correct.
My eyeballs hurt from looking so quickly.
So much
there
scrolling.
There you go. Stop that. Okay, maybe not.
I mean, it looks fancy. It looks like that's what should be happening.
Oh.
Because you only have 3. So
big charge.
Big charge.
I mean, once again, this feels like where I'm supposed to be. Can you help brother out just for the sake of time here? Can you just look up the what is it called? It's like the charged set, I want to say. Let me see.
Tears of the Kingdom. Just give me the name of the.
I know. I can't find it. Oh, there it is.
Oh, right there. It's right there.
Charged set.
Charge set locations.
It should also give us an indication as to like what we're supposed to do if this is what we're supposed to do.
Whatever.
Wrong.
Go back. Open in this. I'll accept that. Blah 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 blah. We already got the shirt, right?
Yes.
Because we just looked at. If you're having trouble finding this room, okay, whatever. Trousers. I'll give you this picture. Personally, just in case. I don't want anyone mad at me.
I'm gonna be mad at you regardless. You know this.
Yeah, I know you. I don't want Grant to be mad at me for posting something.
Oh, okay. Oh, you sent it to me. Okay.
Yes, to you.
Oh, that's like so that's like here-ish? Okay. All right, I can start making my way over there. At the same time, does it say does it say that we're supposed to do anything specific for this, or?
There's a thing you need to destroy for an entrance. No, besides that, it's just getting there.
Okay, so what about the third one? The
headdress is the same. I think you just have to get there.
But I think that's where we just were, and there was nothing there.
I can give you the third location as well. Here you go. Or make sure you let me back in, Coach. But also look at the thing I sent you.
Oh no, that's a different thing.
Yeah.
All right. Well, what the fuck was I looking at?
Unknown. Oh,
right.
Oh, everything's in fire in front of you, you know?
Yeah, I forgot.
Oh. We made it. For a ton of mushrooms.
A bunch of iron mushrooms. Cool.
That's unfortunate.
It's fine. Apparently eating one truffle is enough to, like, fully heal, so I'm fine.
Oh, look! Water gourds. Hydro gourds.
Fucking kill. Oh.
he knocked me down. Oh.
What the fuck was that? I don't think I've ever seen him do that before. That was crazy.
He stabbed it in the ground.
I just noticed that the we have a frost emitter, a flame emitter, and then that electric thing that he's wielding right now, right? I think all three of the emitters. Yeah, dude, they're modeled after the dragons. This one's Dinral with the curly horns. This is Nadra with the like crown of spikes at the top. That's awesome. That's super cool. God, I love this weapon. Never mind, it broke.
Oh my gosh, already?
I don't remember the gloom weapons being weak in durability, but maybe they are. Give you a little
let me hit him. Let me smack you in the face.
She's too powerful! Okay. So here? And you said there was something that I'm gonna have to destroy to get in? Like a rock wall or something?
Yeah, you'll see like a little entryway. Hold on. Make sure that just in case you have any difficulty, I can provide you with a numero dos picture. Are you going to the first location I sent you?
Here.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
Yes. Okay, that was good.
Lizard, get him! They look derpy. I love them.
That's just pants.
Indeed, that is just pants.
All right, and then the last one was here. Fish.
Fish.
You know, it makes sense. Follow the river. That's fair. Oh, sorry.
It's supposed to be something crazy where it's like, oh, the river is supposed to look like a dragon.
It does, Saba.
Like,
that's why.
oh, that's cool. I haven't actually noticed that.
That was from the first game.
Wow, it's been a long time then. I don't think I still noticed that from the last game, to be honest.
Okay.
I remember some fun stuff, like the Broken Heart Lake. I remember that one lake.
Yeah, that's fair. I do very firmly believe that I mentioned it. that it's
in the multitude of hours that we've streamed together, it probably was lost on me.
I know you don't value the things that I say, and that's that's fine. That's okay. I appreciate you either way.
My brain doesn't value nonsense that comes out of your mouth. I am an
extremely forgiving and kind individual where I don't hold grudges.
Look at that headdress.
Did
you see it? It was cool. It looks cool. This is a cool outfit.
It looks like Farosh.
Yo! Look at it. It's lit up.
So now, and then it said at the tail. So like here? So there's gonna be an altar at the tail, which here.
It should be here. Yeah. I was like, I need it. Yeah. I had a thought I wanted to say. I don't know if I remember that.
Saba wanted to talk about how her Hyrule Zelda character actually murdered her sister and feels bad about it because her Hyrule sister had just graduated Hyrule College.
Wow, amazing. No, I was talking more about the Skull Island. Did we go again in this game? Was I? Because
I did that.
I don't think so, because it was.
That was something that I did off stream. It was.
What did that look like? The scary flowers last time, right? Under the water.
Yes, it was entirely empty. It was a. I can show you in a second. Sorry, I gotta drop this. Bring this out. It was a. Damn it. It was a link to the catacombs, to the underground below. So in here, this was like if you recall, this is like a super tall like tube. So the tube was hollow, led to a cave which had a Hinox in it. Down here led to the House of Bones, which was like a pseudo like monster house sort of situation, where it was every skeletal enemy, including a Stalnox, which is like the skeleton Hinox. And then there was a suit, there was like a piece of armor in there as well. And that was it, because there's nothing else like here. Even like, I know you can see that there's water here, but there's just nothing in the water. Well, nothing of note, I guess.
Because I was like, that place was kind of freaky for us when we were there last time. And we were like, what's up with this place?
I was extremely suspicious, because I'm like, this is a fucking skull-ass lake. Like, this is where I would go and put like a boss. Or something, you know? And it's like, nah, it just has a creepy guy. Oh, didn't work.
Aww.
I missed it.
He got in.
Now it should work.
Okay. Correct.
Not talking to me. Why did you say a second thing? Normally it's just like, all right, bye.
But he's like, I went back to normal.
Also, is this the end of the tail?
Yeah, right about.
There should be an altar. Oh, over there?
So much rain.
I just realized I'm holding Oh, no, didn't mean to do that.
Proceeds to drop it.
Didn't mean to do that. I meant to just hold it. There you go. Because that thing is non-conductive. Okay. So maybe this is a thing where it's like if you're just trying willy-nilly, you would never figure this out. I guess.
Now what's his own charge? I guess.
Well, we're wearing the thing, and then it said upon the altar at the tail, place a zonite charge. So I hope this works. So many fucking...
Yep.
Is he gonna clear up the storm in the sky?
It'll send out a little charge through the top. It'll light it up.
Oh!
Ooh. Oh! Gonna attack all of them at once?
Oh!
Yay!
That's really... I want more shit like that, man. That's awesome. That's really cool. Oh. Does that mean that this area isn't going to be constantly butt-fucked by lightning anymore? Because straight up, that was really annoying, because off-stream I was trying to collect Lizalfos' tails, and this area sucks because it has the most Lizalfoses, but then a lot of lightning. Man, could you imagine if anything even remotely this cool happened in real life? Like,
nothing of this degree. I know a lot of like archaeological probably big finds would probably be feeling
right,
like really cool, but it's not as like struck
those,
lightning.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, once again, obviously this world has like magic, but like, you know.
Yeah.
Like I remember there was I remember when the new Indiana Jones movie got announced, there was a thread on Ask Reddit where somebody was like, hey, people who actually work in archaeology, what's the most exciting thing that you have ever found yourself, and what's the most exciting thing that you've ever heard of somebody finding, like besides like historical, like, you know, whatever's. And the number one like top answer was a guy who was just like straight up 99.99% of finds that you do at a dig is just like shards of pottery, and that's so exciting.
Yeah.
Because like the shards of pottery can give you so many clues about like X, Y, and Z of like the local culture and stuff like that, and that's really exciting. But unfortunately, it's not like a golden idol that you're stealing from a temple, so most other people don't find it very exciting. And then there was actually like a really fun part of that thread as well, which was people who were talking about some of like the most famous stories from like archaeology. In the late 20s and early 30s, there was like this whole big rush where like a bunch of rich white people decided to start delving into like archaeology, like global archaeology, in the form of, hey, let's go to these like, you know, let's go to these like quote-unquote savage countries, plunder them for like cool and interesting things, and then just keep it in our house,
like going on expeditions and stuff like that. Right,
like, and that's where the romanticized version is, where it's like, oh, we're gonna explore like the depths of the jungle or whatever. But for the most part, it was just going to like a local temple, stealing a bunch of shit, and then bringing it back to your mansion. But there was this one particular guy who's extremely infamous, who he was 100% convinced that the city of Troy was real. That like the whole thing with like the Odyssey and the Iliad and stuff like that had too many like accurate details to like Greek and Roman culture that it had to be real. And so he did this whole thing where he was like, all right, I am 99.99% sure that the ancient city of Troy is actually here under this like abandoned town in Turkey, right? And everybody was calling him crazy and stuff like that. And he was like, fuck you people, I'm gonna go anyway. So he pooled like a bunch of him and his friends like immense wealth to fund this expedition. And guess what? He was fucking right. He, like literally some back of the napkin calculations and just loosely reading some books that he just so happened to have in his library led to him making a correct guess. But he did it in the absolute butt fucking worst way possible, where he was like, all right, based on like sedimentary deposits, I estimate, and these are just approximate numbers for the sake of this story, but you'll get the idea. He's like, all right, I believe that the city of Troy from the Trojan War should be like 6 meters down in the sediment of this abandoned city. So what we're going to do is we're going to set up a bunch of, like, we're going to set up a fuck ton of dynamite, 4 meters deep.
Dynamite?
Yeah, 4 meters deep, detonate it, and then excavate the remaining 2 meters, right? Well, despite the fact that he had got the location correct, he miscalculated the like sedimentary like ground shifts enormously. Turns out that the city of Troy that he was looking for was at the 2 meter mark. So they literally drilled through underneath the city of Troy, blew it the fuck up, and then dug into just regular dirt for like weeks and weeks and weeks. He had obliterated Troy. And that's like one of the most like famous / infamous stories from like within archaeology, is just like, yeah, don't be this guy. Just don't do that. I don't know, man. It's just like my favorite part of that story is the fact that he was fucking right. You know?
Yeah, some people just get kind of lucky, I guess.
Like a stopped clock is right.
Lucky.
Like a stopped clock is right twice a day. But typically when a stopped clock is correct, it doesn't blow up the afternoon.
Yeah. Ooh.
Thunderhead Isles. Okay.
That's what they're called.
Okay, there we go. Oh, sorry, somebody texted me. Let's see.
Okay. Wow, it's cold, I guess.
Oh, it's a little chilly. That's not bad. All right, well, thank you, Dad. That's entirely useless. Dad texted me a picture of his old Hertz membership card for, like, car rentals. And he's like, hey, you should look into this. Use this code. It'll save you, like, 20%. I am currently fighting back the urge to text him, hey, Dad, that was 5 days ago that I rented that car. You know, when I asked you for this info. So I appreciate the idea, but yeah, it's pretty fucking useless to me at the moment. I'll call him later. I think I have the ability to like cancel my reservation and then re-up it with no like fees. I'm not sure though, but we'll see.
Alrighty.
We're here. We're at the Thunderhead Isles. Can I actually give you a prediction for like when I call Dad later on tonight to talk about the rent-a-car? I can almost guarantee you that despite the fact that I have been asking my parents for like help and assistance and like suggestions for like 4 days on like how to rent a car and how to get like flights and stuff like that, and neither of them provided any assistance whatsoever, I can almost guarantee you that when I call dad and tell him, hey, I already rented a car, I don't know if I can do this, he'll be like,
why didn't you come to us sooner or something?
Right,
like
or something along the lines of like, well, how did you like, you know, how did you not know that you should do this? Am I supposed to do anything with that, or is that just there to attract lightning, do you think?
Well, let's see. We gotta explore a little bit more.
I think I just want to go to the end. Because once again, I believe that this is where the last two, what you calls it? I believe this is where the last two shrines are as well.
Lady.
Also, as far as I can tell, no Thunderhelm in this game. So no helmet that just makes you immune to lightning.
I wonder if you lost it or something like that in the last one, canonically.
I do not know. But once again, that is something that I find very weird, because it's like, why wouldn't you just bring it back? I don't know, do you want to just fly to the end? I think we can.
Yeah, I mean...
You know? Like, this is cool and all, but we have the technology.
We have technology. You can kind of keep your eye open.
Oh, well, there's the fucking blood moon.
Oh, fire.
I think I actually just lit that.
Yeah. A lot of
that's
boxes.
Lit right there. You think that's anything?
A whiz robe.
So, I mean, not to go back to like an old topic. When did you want to talk about your character's backstory? Evidently,
it won't take like too long. Probably just at the end of stream. I'll give you like a little one.
Okay, so like at the end of stream, you want to discuss it a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I can work with that.
So far, what I have is just a little bit of backstory of why she's a wandering bard, I guess.
She murdered her parents.
She murdered her parents.
As you should
really
too,
violent
kids.
In your eyes. Definitely not. Let's not.
Well, you're the one
people.
who took credit for killing what's-her-face, so yeah.
Hey, okay? There's a lot of people that kill what's-their-face, okay? Just so you're aware.
Right, but I'm just butthurt because I suggested it first, but yet you take credit for it.
Hey, you're the one who's half in, half out, okay, bud?
Yeah, but so that means I don't deserve credit?
No, who said that?
You? Because you're not giving me credit?
When did that happen?
Because I'm the one who suggested that what's-her-face should die, but yeah, you refuse to acknowledge the fact that I did so.
I don't remember when this refusal happened.
I don't know, like this, like, you know, Grant.
I think you're just making things up.
Grant and Lawrence will be like, "Lol, Saba killed Anki or whatever," and I'm like, "No, she didn't. I did." You realize how pissed I would be if I was like a murderer and someone else got the credit for my murder? I'd be really fucking pissed. I'm like, what the fuck? I put so much effort into that.
I put so much effort into murdering them. How dare they?
Well, not how dare they. How dare you? Why are you getting the credit for my murder?
Did you hear about, in real life, unfortunately, this, like, lady who killed someone because I think she was an avid fan of, like, true crime, and she just wanted to see what it felt like to kill someone?
Respect.
Respect.
Do you happen to have this woman's number?
Oh, don't you worry. If you want to know what it is, I'll send it to you.
Oh my god.
I'm like, wow, that's taking things a step too far.
Is that a construct over there?
Oh, whatever it is, I think you'll be able to kill it quickly.
Well,
It doesn't actually
unfortunately,
matter.
I don't know if I can because I can't pull out anything here. I guess I can pull out my bow.
There's a thing attached to it.
Oh, he's a level 3. This is gonna. I don't know about this, Saba.
What could possibly go wrong? You
Yeah,
got
I was about to say,
full
there's
team
no way.
with you.
I don't know, I'm bailing. Get out of here. I need to.
He's bailing by literally getting out of here. The entire place. He's leaving.
Fuck. All right.
Ain't no stopping him. He's like, see ya, suckers.
That's really unfortunate. I can't believe I just fucking walked off a Sky Island. All right, well.
Well, we're back here now. How do you feel, sir?
I wanted to get to that shrine, and because I was looking up at the shrine, I fell like an idiot. So I feel not great.
Luckily, these islands weren't actually too difficult to get to.
Yeah, but they are kind of long. In like a weird way.
It's a long island.
Lamau. Watch more Unsleeping City, you fuck.
I will, soon.
Doubtful. It'll be August 30th. I will be almost a month into my job. Actually, I will be a month into my job. And so I was like, oh, so I started episode 2.
Yeah, it's called being busy.
Uh-huh. I'm sure it is. I'm sure it's not actually the fact that you just made a habit of, like, reading manga instead of actually watching the things that people, like, suggest to you.
Recommend? Hey, if that was the case, I wouldn't have seen any of it.
I'm just gonna read the 4th fucking, like, manhwa that's the exact same plot of the last 3 manhwas, because this time the guy has, like, slightly different hair, which makes it
hair
different.
Color? Wow. How'd you know?
Because you're fucking basic in your tastes. Saba consumes
really amusing.
The fucking pumpkin spice latte of, like, entertainment.
Yeah, pumpkin spice lattes are okay.
There's a joke about you being basic.
I know, except pumpkin spice lattes are just okay. I like pumpkin cheesecake, though. That was pretty dope.
I don't care. I'm mad.
Wait, he doesn't care about smoothies. I know.
Remember when Saba was like, don't worry, I'll get to JoJo one day. And then instead she started Unsleeping City.
Well, Unsleeping City is less of a commitment than JoJo, because I actually have to be there with you to watch JoJo.
That was your fucking thing. You can watch it on your own. You were the one who was like, I can't watch it on my own. I want you to be there. And I was like, okay, I can make that work.
Still 100%. That's still not a deterrent, but that just means I have to kind of
but now you're using it as an excuse, so I don't want to do it anymore.
No, who said I didn't want to do it anymore? You need to calm down,
I'm saying
Zach.
I don't want to do it anymore.
Oh, you don't want to do it
because
anymore?
you're like, oh, well, you have to be there, so that means I don't have the time to do it. And I'm like, okay, well, then go fuck you.
I never said I don't have the time to do it. I
just
said I was going to watch IQ first.
Are you insane?
I know, I said I was going to watch IQ
first. Are you crazy, insano?
Okay, Zach, calm down. You need to stop putting words in my mouth. We're just moving on from this for now, okay? You can't. It seems like you can't talk about this without getting upset.
Something and just be like, we're just moving on.
Yeah, it's not the way that is, but I'll let you think whatever you want to think.
That's what you just. Oh, man, if only we had some sort of like recording where I could prove that this is in fact what you said.
Regardless, I had promised Lawrence to watch Haikyuu first.
Yes, I know you did.
I need to focus one anime at a time, and Unsleeping City is not an anime, so...
So despite the fact that episodes of Unsleeping City are between an hour and 2 hours, you still don't qualify that, apparently?
No, they're different. They're different in my mind. They're different.
Interesting. Fucking like 6 episodes of Haikyuu or 1 episode of Unsleeping City. I appreciate that you're watching Unsleeping City still, but at the same time, I like the math of it being like, well, you see, 1 is smaller than 6, so it's actually better.
Exactly.
I'm going to
My brain works
explode.
in mysterious ways, okay? So
Your brain works in damaged ways. You're you know, Saba, you inspire me.
and a lemon.
You inspire me.
Do I?
You inspire me to help those who cannot help themselves.
Okay. That's good. Who's attracting lightning here?
Oh, it's the top of the...
it's the top of them.
Oh, I wonder if that thing just attracts lightning no matter what, so it protects... Oh! Interesting. Okay. So when that gets struck by lightning, it launches, but why do I care?
I'm not sure. Where would that throw
got
you?
this guy
Up
over
there?
We got that guy over there.
You think that would be enough energy to throw you over?
Yeah, it should
you
be.
rotate where the...
Oh, I can't even
it's
go
the
all
other
the way. I have
direction.
to go all the way this way, I guess. Oh, I can't even go all the way this way. Interesting.
Now, which direction would this take you?
I mean, just that way. But I can float a little bit. I can go over there.
Well, you gotta wait for some lightning.
I mean, the problem that I'm having here is that... So we're here because we need to figure out who the 6th sage is, which I guess was hidden here above Pharaoh's skies, which is fine.
Well, it's interesting because this is like the Thunder Island, and it's like, well, we technically already had
did
someone who's
Thunder. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Ayo, please, lightning.
Remember when it struck twice in like 2 seconds? I don't think I missed.
I think it...
Oh shit, I did. In fact, it electrocuted me. In fact, I think it just made me discard my fucking Demon King's bow. Fucking awesome.
Wow.
Well...
But it also... Okay, so that launched you, but it didn't really launch you that far.
I think it's because I got electrocuted at the same time. I don't know how that works. Hey, guys. What are you gonna do, eat me?
Good. Yes. Yes is the answer to your question. I mean, I guess thank God those guys aren't electric, or that whole
That
event
entire
would have been
area would be a nightmare.
Way worse.
It'd be way...
Yeah.
Exactly. I very much agree.
Okay, goodbye.
Once again, push comes to shove, I can always just bring out the...
Shoves come to push.
Thank you, Saba. I can always count on you to provide value to whatever you're doing.
True.
I am still very much... Because wasn't it back here that there was like a fucking shrine or something? Am I crazy? Where did I fall off?
Did you...
God, I don't know. Oh, hey, it
It
looks
also
like a
looks
dragon.
like a dragon.
Ah.
Yeah. You think there's a third dragon somewhere because these are all different dragons?
I mean, I don't know. Well, because this one here, this is supposed to be electric, and this one's also electric. So I think
both electric.
So I think it's just the same thing twice. I mean, it's probably here.
It's probably at the eye. Yeah, that makes sense.
All right. Well, I guess in that case, let's just make progress, and I can always just get the shrine on my own time. And by shrine on my own time, I mean I'll just Google how to get the shrine.
Okay.
The last one. Hope we can make it count. Remind me to park this like reasonable. So that way we can keep using it. Oh, that's the head, I think. Wait, no. Where's the head?
You may. Hopefully, you've gone far enough.
Okay, never mind. Hold on. We're good. We're good.
No, we made it. And look, Jazz! Planned. Perfectly planned.
Yeah. Shock emitter. Why don't we fucking stop with all the shock emitters?
This is a Thunder Island. Why would they not have shock emitters?
Oh, give me something that's actually worth a damn.
This is a jump point.
I'm
Oh,
gonna jump.
there it is.
Oh, and and that's the shrine. It didn't have water below it. they, I don't know if they did it on purpose.
Good save.
I don't know if they did that on purpose, but there was not water there.
Joku Shrine.
Oh, okay. Oh. We're directly above the Shrine of Light, the Shrine of the Spirit. That's awesome. Okay. Well, we have 8 minutes. You want to do this one?
Yeah, might as well.
Ugh. So I guess that means that. So my question is: are we still gonna have a? Are we still gonna have a boss in the Spirit Temple?
I'm all question marks along with you.
Right? Because that's the thing, is that if it does in fact turn out to be that there is a boss in the Spirit Temple and I get another heart container, it would be wasted. Like, because it doesn't automatically become like like a stamina capsule, I don't think.
Yeah. Booyah!
So the eye was a shrine. What are we looking for?
Let's go
maybe in here.
Yeah.
Oh, and it's not storming anymore. Ooh.
Well, this seems reasonable.
Hey!
Ooh, hello.
That's a little suspicious to me. I'll take a stamina vessel, please. Yes. Holy shit! Saba, can we go slightly long today? I just realized we are 1 shrine away from getting all shrines complete.
Okay. Yeah, that should be okay to...
We can come back here since we have a shrine to teleport. We should go do that, I think. Right?
Alright, where is it? Where's it at?
It's back where we came from, I guess. Because I saw it. It was inside a thing. Now, didn't I parked it like up there, right?
Yeah, yeah, because I was about to say, you're like, I'm gonna jump off, and I was like, but oh, okay, well.
I did forget.
Almost instantaneously, yes, you did.
Something cool was happening. Oh, a Korok. So how do you think we can get up there, then? Because I don't have... I mean, I have parts... But I don't know if I have enough parts to, like, recreate a flying machine.
You just have to dive in, you think?
Yes, that's how these ones have always worked. You have to be in a diving position. You could do a hot air balloon. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, we could try to see if it'll work. It is a little bit high, but
it'd be slow.
You know, we don't really have too many options left.
Because we could just get up there. That's where the plane is, the glider. So okay, let's see. What do we got? We got a decent number of fans. We do have wings, so actually we could just make one.
Yeah, so if you just take out all the parts, you don't have to use any of the...
Yo! Ooh. Do I have a... I don't think I
Is
have
there anything else?
I don't think I have a cart.
Yeah, that's a little sled.
The sled might be fine, actually. I'm not sure, though. Small wheel? Nah.
That's a big wheel.
Big wheel. I can try just a little sled. And then, I don't know, let's do 2 batteries. Yes. Okay. Let's get the building. So this...
Please, sir. It can't end like this. Not like this.
I can't believe you've done this.
Can't believe you've done this.
So the sleds are typically supposed to be slidey on like sand or snow, but I'm really hoping that this will work. And because this isn't fabricated, I'm hoping that this has like more durability than I'm used to as well. So it won't just explode once we get halfway up there. All right.
Okay.
You ready to give it a try?
Well, yeah, let's try to lift off.
Oh, I should have fucking... Before I jumped, I should have used a travel medallion.
That's smart. That's true.
Oh. Hey, that worked pretty good.
I did.
I am desperately trying to go up. Dude, it does not want to go up. Oh shit. Once the wing starts blinking, you know we're in trouble.
You can put on your I mean, I don't know how long this will go for.
We probably have enough battery to make this last. Like, I think our battery will last longer than the wing will. Oh no.
This is unfortunate. I'm not sure yet if we'll make it all the way to the top.
Sag. Well, I mean we are. No, oh, the wing! No!
You could potentially, if you make it all the way there, you could potentially grab onto something, maybe.
I think the wing's gonna burst before we get there.
Okay, well, I think the only option we have is just shoot yourself back up again. Unfortunately. Don't want to waste too much time trying to do anything else.
Yeah, that's my bad. Sorry, I wasn't thinking. And it's 100% like a me problem. I literally was like, I gotta make sure to make this count. Then immediately forgot. Damn it.
I wish, though, that there was the option out of, like, the little schematic thing to take from your stash of items and build the thing.
Oh, instead of, like, automatically just using Zonite?
Like, you could have 2 options. One using the Zonite, or the other one, which is use the parts from my stash.
That would be, I'm not gonna lie, that would be really cool. Oh, yes, I forgot that this area is perpetual thunderstorms. So,
who knows, maybe you'll be able to fly over at least some other ones.
Do you want to make another? You want to make another glider? We have enough parts.
You probably could.
I should,
So where is it? Where do you see it?
So we saw it earlier, and then that's when I walked off. Remember when I walked off like an idiot? Because I was looking, I was looking at it, and I think I have to come up from underneath it, but I don't know where it is again. Because I saw it and then lost it. We're back.
Back, ladies and gentlemen, for
Take out
second act.
device.
Same
Take
thing.
out this. Take out this. Take out this. Take out this. Take out this. That's good, right? Yes.
Yep, seems reasonable.
La, 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 la. This fucking pillar.
I'm sure nothing could go wrong.
It's not about whether or not things go wrong. It's whether or not it looks cool when they do.
They just look cool, you know?
Well, because then you can say that it was intentional. Maybe like closer on the back, you think? And then batteries, like battery here and here.
Battery at the front.
For balance. This is the back. There you go. This is gonna work great.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I see what you're trying to go for. We're stuck.
Slider not working. Slider not working.
Slider, no sliding. Slider, no sliding.
No sliding. Despite the fact that everything's fucking slick right now because of the rain. Come on, really?
I don't know what it is. Were we just on a really smooth surface?
I think it's because we were on grass. Like smooth grass. Let's try it like fucking here, I guess.
Question mark, question mark, question mark.
No. Don't worry about it. Okay. We're gonna do a trick that I was only successfully able to do once. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I did it.
You got him! Nice!
What, did I hit a guy?
Oh yeah, you hit a guy.
Oh, sorry!
Yeah, let's keep our eye out for the shrine.
It was inside a wall or something.
Okay, if we get to a certain point, make sure to park this bad boy, okay? So we use RAM again.
Did you just put down a travel medallion?
Oh, is it to the right as well? Because that's, well, never mind, that's not where the construct was. Because we saw the construct, I think. And
oh, you're right.
then you were like,
and there's
I'm
the
outta
construct
here.
right there. So it must be over here.
I feel like, yeah, we're going
It's okay.
soon.
It's okay. We got time. Thing's not gonna explode like right now. It's gonna explode like right now. Alright. Place. Yes! Sabo, we don't have to do that again.
That's pretty good.
Okay. So there it is. The final shrine. Oh shit. Oh, I was hoping that there was like a like a hole in the wall. Just get in. Okay. So I think we have to come up from underneath it, which is why they have all of this like wood over here.
Boop, 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 boop.
Ah.
There you go. You don't need to even use a fan. Then you just need to ascend at the correct timing.
I hit the wood block by accident, but luckily it didn't shatter.
Oh my god! There's a desperation of press it! Press it! Oh, I need to charge my phone. Oh. And my phone died? A lot of things are happening at once. Ooh. Oh.
Oh shit! It's a fucking
Great.
trial. Proving grounds.
The last okay.
Short circuit. Is this electricity one?
Maybe. Well, good luck.
Well, what if I just killed them all?
We'll see what outfit I should wear.
Hello, gentlemen. I will take your bow, thank you. Ow. Ow.
Just going to grab this. Yes. I'll kind of make my avatar leave for a second, but we'll be back.
That worked great.
You don't have any arrows left.
I don't?
No, it said it on the screen. Nice.
Come on, gentlemen. Okay. No, stop fucking throwing
Wow, he
shit.
nailed you?
Okay, he's dead. I think this is it. I think I just did it.
Good job.
Isn't this exactly how you want the final shrine of the game to go?
I couldn't think of anything better.
Do you think there's a reward, like in the last game, or do you think it's just
there
gonna?
must be.
Or do you think it's just gonna be a medal, like collecting all the light shrines or the light roots?
I mean, I don't know. The last one, it was a big deal to get all of these. There must be something, I think, because.
But what I got, what I
like...
got was the set of the wild, which I already have. Awakening, yeah, Cap of the Wild, Tunic of the Wild, Trousers of the Wild. Wouldn't it be funny if it was the wouldn't it be funny if the reward for this was like the set of the kingdom? So like Cap of the Kingdom,
that'd be cool.
Trousers of the Kingdom.
Yeah. Let's see.
Because last time it was just, hey, go here, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that being said, the person who's been talking to us has been Raru, I think.
Well, this statue is Raru and Sonia, so...
This is the final light blessing. Or light of blessing.
You are now fully purified. Temple of Time.
Yeah, that's what I thought. You shall find a suitable reward for your... So we gotta do this real quick.
Okay, hopefully you can do it fast.
Don't let the... Come on, dude. I know you have the party thing, but... Give me like a second. What's your bet? You think it's a set of the kingdom?
Maybe. I actually don't know, because last time, I think by completing, and you said we got the wild stuff, so presumably based off of that, it should be an outfit.
It should be the set for this game, presumably.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be hilarious if the reward is like, because we're going to the Temple of Time, it's like we get a visit from like the spirit of Zelda and she like gives us a kiss and that's it. And it's like, oh,
I'm still alive, I swear.
I'm still alive, Link.
Just in a different form. If you haven't realized, it'd be like, oh, thank you. Yeah, we didn't know.
I definitely didn't know, princess.
You could just go from the bottom and ascend up, right? As well. Do both. It's been a long time since we came back here, you know?
Such a beautiful.
Well, we've completed a lot in the game. We've officially completed all shrines. Sorry, dude, we don't got time for you. Goodbye.
I'm so sorry, man.
See you later, alligator.
It must be the little altar thing, right?
Like behind it somewhere.
There's nothing here. I guess up there.
Quickly! Okay, he made it. Nice.
Now, was this made for Queen Sonia? Because Sonia had time powers, right? But this was built before Zelda went back to the past. So was this particular zone for her specifically? Oh! Okay, give me a second. I'm gonna give my stamina. I'm so excited. I gotta know. Okay, in a vessel.
Stamina?
Also, I gotta remember where the statue is, because they moved it in this game. But I gotta remember where the statue is for sacrificing, for like swapping hearts and stamina.
Yeah.
Just in case we do get a heart container.
Yeah. Blink.
Because if not, we are fully upgraded. What? This item said to contain the spirit of a hero who has once saved Hyrule. That hero's aura will envelop the wearer?
Well, now you gotta put it on. What
the hell is even... What the fuck is even this? Dude, I'm a furry. What the hell? He has a tail.
Yeah, this is weird.
What the hell? Wait, an ancient hero. Is this Raru before he turned into, like, the king?
Or maybe this is, like, you know, the version that you can wear, I guess.
I mean, I guess so.
It's weird to think that that's just a mask underneath.
I mean, not only is it a mask, oh, it's the only... It replaces everything.
Everything, yeah.
What the fuck does this do? Is it just I get to look like a fucking Zonai? But I don't even look like a Zonai. I just look like a guy.
That is true.
I mean, I'll look into this.
What an interesting end to this.
And on Friday, I will share with you whether or not this actually does something. All right? All right.
Will do.
Ciao, Saba. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Tell congratulations to your sister. Goodbye.
Alrighty. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.